Ooh.
I guess I'm unmuting myself too. So we're now all unmuted. We are
Hello.
officially live. We have done this for
Hello.
50-something episodes for some god-awful reason. No, I'm kidding. This is one of the defining things of my life that I have never thought would be a defining thing in my life. I'd like to say hello to Honeycut in the chat. Yeah, we'll do that announcement on Friday later. Hopefully everyone will be here for next Friday.
And I want to say, I think it's just really funny that I've been equating the different characters to MASH characters while we've been watching. And that character is not taken for personality-wise. So I thought that's funny.
It is accurate in every sense of the term. Hey, this background music is provided by Sirenscape. They aren't paying us to say this, but they are requiring us to say this so we can use their music. Which I bought.
It's cool. They're a good service.
Yes, use
They
Sirenscape
are
if you don't have a better free option. Or use Sirenscape if you want a good, not free option.
We need to actually launch the game. There's a chance we'll have some kind of combat this time. You never know.
I can't make you any promises. I mean, those were two really big combats. Well, by the way, welcome to Tier 3.
Yay!
For those of y'all who missed last episode, which is a few of our actual players.
Apologies for that.
It's okay,
Yeah.
I blame everyone except for myself. Our players hit level 11, which means that we are now in the last, we're in the later half of the campaign. Assuming the campaign goes to 20. I mean, y'all could actually solve these mysteries and, resolve the loose ends and then, finish the campaign. You know how, like,
likelihood of that.
like when you're playing Final Fantasy or another one of those RPGs, and like, oh, this is the final boss. Well, he's waiting for me up on top of that mountain dune, but first, I'm going to go and do all these side quests I skipped.
But first,
Chocobo
Lead
husband.
for the wild yet.
we'll be at rank 3 for Acquisitions Inc. So we're just going to stop all the big boss stuff, and we're going to interview employees for our business.
Yeah.
Probably.
One of the things.
I mean...
No, not yet. Not till we
No.
get some downtime so that we can train Frizz how to be a loremonger.
Yeah. Plus, y'all have something kind of big on your plate that y'all have to deal with before, something kind of big and red and scaly and breathing fire and out in the red waste just waiting for his paperwork to finish.
Yeah,
Hopefully
yeah.
he doesn't remember me.
We have to stay at least overnight so we can re-level the park again in the morning. But yeah, that's definitely a possibility. So I guess character intros?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go from my right to your right.
So I guess that's Frizz
I guess-
first?
Yeah, I guess it's me. Okay, cool. So yeah. Hey, I'm Halo. I play Feral Temviz, better known as Frizz. Cool lightning maze, is it? Zap, 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 bam, bam, explosions. Cool dramatic exit. That's me.
Who is now, I note, actually in the logo and looking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still want to get that on a shirt. Ah, crap, I've said it. Now someone's going to steal our art and put it on a shirt.
I would
Oh,
totally wear
no.
a shirt with our art on it.
Yeah, no, I would too.
Yara did impeccable work. And if we had money,
Damn right.
I would totally have been like, we need to get more art from Yara. But I don't have money.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have it for this one.
So whoever is next, go ahead and be next.
I believe that's fair, dear.
Okay, because I don't know what order things are on your screen, because clearly that's not consistent among people.
Oh, no, it's not.
Hi,
That's why I'm
everybody.
so happy.
I'm Faradir. I'm Tug789. I play Faradir, the Simic Hybrid Ranger of the Simic Conclave. and who has a good boy named Kate. Who's a dog. Otherwise, that statement would be weird.
Play D&D, develop identity issues.
And I'll just steal the next spot. I'm Ziziva. I play Ingrid Corvid Omaroma. I am a Golgari shaman, and we're currently investigating a handleless door that has a crest similar to her armor on it. Rail, you're up.
So, I am Merle. I play Rael Corvino, the current Orzhov, formerly Simic cleric, actually Dimir cleric. That's right, he's a spy. He is the best dressed man in the room in any room. He's sneaky. He is often vain, but he's always there when his friends need him.
He's Sterling Archer without the misogyny.
He is, thank God, not Sterling Archer. He's a little bit of Sherlock Holmes and a little bit of, well, I don't want to say House, but yeah. And just a little touch of James
It's
Bond on
just
the side.
Sherlock Holmes.
You do have the medicine skill.
Yep. Speaking of which, I don't remember, what did we do with the actual body of the scuttlefish after we killed it?
Y'all just left it there. Because it
It
exploded.
exploded everywhere.
Oh, right, it exploded.
Yeah, it was building up
we're gonna have to see if
energy.
we can get some samples.
On the way back, we were going to check with possibly the Golgari to let them know there was a cleanup. And I don't remember why we were going to check with Asham other than maybe the book now, but I thought we were going to check with Asham on the way back too.
I mean, you've been talking a lot about Asham lately.
There's the cat.
Okay, I guess I have to introduce myself. I am Girnos. I run this ragtag game. I am making half of the stuff up. I am fairly sure at least one of us is not wearing pants on stream.
I'm wearing shorts.
I'm also wearing shorts.
I am honestly wearing a skirt because they're comfy.
They are.
Perfectly fair.
More people should wear skirts.
They should.
Yeah.
I guess I can't delay this anymore. We will hopefully be joined later by Demage.
So recap.
I nominate Halo to do the recap.
I was only there for like a quarter of a second.
Alright, I nominate Meryl to do the recap.
I was not here at all for last session.
Neither was I.
Okay, so,
Alright, so from what I remember...
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. So from what I remember, there was a fight, and there was some punching, and some magic, and then some inferno metal shard something. And that's like it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
There you go. I mean,
So-
yeah, but...
So they went to look at the door, and Faradir and Grigum got attacked by a mechanical bladed creature. Then Rael and Mavana went to go take him for medical treatment. We don't actually know where Frizz went, but Ingrid hopped the tram and went to go see Faradir and Grigum, which, since it's Faradir and Grigum, ended up resulting in them going to a bar with Ingrid's lifestyle picking up the tab, of course. So,
We were in a park, and we went to a bar.
yes.
And
Y'all
then
just
you
waited
went-
for me
After
to get
you
there
arrived.
for the money, I assume.
And then y'all went to one of those, like, you know, travel stores like they have at, you know, the ports and at the air places. Where
So Ingrid is currently going by Lacey. And while we were talking to Reeve and filling him in, he showed us Second Sight Adventures, Volume 5 of Penny novels with, let's see, it has... Ingrid is tall and thin with a sheer black dress, black hair, and black eyes. Faradir is a dog-like fish creature with tentacles who is the mascot and moral support. Grigum is a human who's about 5'6" with bright red hair and very drunk. And, I mean, Rail stayed about the same, just a lecherous priest.
Rael is not lecherous.
think Morocco.
So we talked a little bit at the bar
Rail
about
is
our priorities and what we needed to get done before maybe a little bit of a break, and we took an imprint of Grigum's coin while we were there. And then we went and tried to investigate the book and go shopping and went and bought our own books and kind of devolved from there into sightseeing. That's my summary.
That was very accurate summary. I will reward the group with a half of an inspiration.
Round
that
it up.
means nope. That means 2 of you can spend half of your inspiration to give 1 person a reroll.
Does that have to be one of the people that was
You know
like,
what? That's
that
not a
used
bad
their half?
mechanic, to be honest.
We'll find out in play.
Okay, cool. That's fair.
Actually, yeah.
All right, Rail, you got beat
Yep.
shit by a fish.
Yes, I did.
Not long after that
Again!
combat, after
Technically.
the faint radiation of the area fades as Ingrid's spell finishes, Mavana kind of grabs you by the back of the armor, drags you off behind the pile of rocks, and lays hands on you. You feel healing energy course through your body, and let me see how much she can actually restore, because I don't keep things memorized. Wait, why is that not
How
even
badly
open?
beat up is she?
She didn't take any damage. She just basically held her shield and couldn't do anything because she couldn't get closer thanks to the storm sphere.
We need to get her like a crossbow or a hand crossbow or
She
something.
would hurt herself.
Also, by the way, Mavada takes you behind a rock and lays hands on you is a hilarious thing.
He's not complaining, I don't think.
Oh, I forgot to level up Mavana and Reeve. I can't believe that. That's normally my favorite part about giving y'all levels is getting to level my NPCs. I mean, that's why y'all got a level on Christmas. Rail heals 35 hit points.
Fair enough.
And is no longer almost dead.
I am now only slightly dead.
You are now also running about an hour and a half behind the other party in time.
She probably pretends
Yes.
that it takes a really longer time than it does to heal him.
No, she just kind of
Just kidding.
choke grips his throat. It's like, stop it! I'm trying to protect you! Frizz, what did you go after the fish exploded? I assume it involves removing fish bits from your body.
Yeah, I was just gonna keep trying to use cantrips and just kind of push all the stuff into one big pile and just keep circling around, trying to get as much of that crap.
Even cleaning the park.
You're using the little
Clean the
cane
park.
to push it into a pile. Kind of
Yeah.
hovering it
Worst
as you
thing
go.
to do.
Yeah.
You
Like
actually
that idea.
managed
He
to
doesn't think
push
this
the
is his
limits
job.
of your
He just
cane.
likes it.
Oh.
You managed to push the limits of your cane, but it doesn't clog. There were some pretty big chunks.
Ooh. That's fair. Yeah. Be fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah. Totally fine.
It also smells
Yeah,
like
I'm just gonna-
sashimi.
Clean it up. Once I get done, I'm gonna make sure to expel all of the stuff.
Oh, we need some for samples. And I need some
Well,
probably for a mountain of paperwork that I probably have to give to my
You
guild.
can come back and get your own samples in game. I don't want to deal with it.
So for
Still
those who
have
got,
it in your vacuum
should-
cleaner thing, though.
for those
Wait,
of you
you-
hearing that background sound, that is my neighbor choosing now as the perfect moment to start mowing their lawn for the first time in 3 weeks.
I actually can't hear anything like that.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
I don't think your
hear
mic's
anything
picking it
either.
up.
I mean, my box is turning green, but okay, it's fine with me either way. I just had to explain it so that, when this goes up on YouTube, because I'm several episodes behind again on YouTube, I know why the hell I have a bunch of random background noise. Alright.
Fair enough.
Frizz, while you are cleaning fish bits You see the paladin, who I don't know if anyone's ever actually introduced her to you.
No, I have no clue who that is.
Put
She's
her
just
hands
there.
on Rail's like neck and cheek. Her hands glow for a moment, and he seems less closer to death.
Just nod, just keep on going. Just my own business. What they do behind the rocks, not my problem.
I mean, it is a public park.
Is it?
Well, I mean, worse has gone on in public parks.
Your sirens from outside. Great.
I mean, creating, goldfish spider hybrids.
Yeah.
That was under public parks that it happened.
I don't know how that zoning works out, actually.
Not very well.
Not either.
You know, I don't think the authorities could very accurately tell you either until they needed it to happen one way or the other.
Just not going to worry about it.
No, I don't. It'll be fun.
Seeing the comments in the chat, that is true. Meryl does not use a sword. Meryl also does not use a dagger.
I use the dagger on occasion.
To be fair, I don't either.
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
Ooh,
never
shiny!
actually
I will never
explained it.
use this.
You never actually explained what it did to Ingrid. She thinks that it unfishifies you because that's how she saw the Scion using it. So you know, Ingrid's not been pointing out anything you could take samples of or anything because you never actually explained to her what it did.
All right, Rail. Frizz, after Rail is healed and you have successfully spent maybe 30 minutes cleaning the park, what are y'all plans? Because Ingrid basically just ran.
I am definitely going to secure some samples. I mean, if we bury it, it should be good when we dig it back up. Hopefully. Hopefully.
I mean, do we have to bury it? Can we just leave it here for a little bit?
I don't. As long as we don't come back and find that all of the crows in the area have sprouted gills or something silly like that.
Nah.
Of record, there is a number of undead ravens sitting in a nearby tree.
Right.
Yeah.
Shoot, but they can't. They only obey Ingrid, unfortunately.
Thought she commanded them to obey any of us.
They were currently on the agency roof pretending to be statues, I believe.
Yes,
Okay.
those were.
Oh dear, there's more. There's somebody else's undead crows. Oh, did we just lose?
We just got Fairdeer back.
Okay, that's 2, so I'm gonna go non-camera for now, if that's okay.
Okay.
Alright.
You're on probation.
Apparently.
Fairdeer is, or the undead ravens?
Fair dear. So someone else is hiding undead ravens, pretending they're my undead ravens? That's not cool.
I mean,
Wasn't me.
I
likely
don't know.
story.
Ingrid, did you ever tell Rail that you were telling your ravens to act as statues?
He's been on the roof with me a few times when they've been up there.
oh yeah,
'Cause
I know that
Rail
you have
and
undead
Ingrid go
ravens.
to the roof an inordinate amount of time.
Well, we're cousins. It's bonding time.
But not in that way.
Emotional bonding time. What the hell? Not everything has to be dirty, dude.
Good
We
Sunday
both
morning.
have flying birds that need their space.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
All right. Ingrid ran off. As important. No, Honeycutt. Not that kind of cousins. Not even in the slightest.
Bad Honeycutt.
God. In case you did not hear about this, Rail's mother has been trying to set up a dynastic marriage between Rail and Ingrid, and neither one is particularly interested in that.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're like, Rail and Ingrid spend an inordinate amount of time on the roof. Since has entered the chat.
Seriously.
Seriously, I'm sorry.
Man, just no.
R's and N's are sometimes hard for me to distinguish in my notes. Apologies.
We are going to have to deal with that still.
I like
But
how
yeah,
I can read out
matters
a
for
list
later.
of stuff going on, and to everything y'all respond, we're going to have to deal with that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we
like a
there's
real
going on with
business.
the
Quite a few
vault.
things on that list.
Cathal, gathering
a
samples
vault.
of genetic material and feeding it to a possibly undead Kraken god. We'll deal with that eventually. Having to go to the Red Waste to, negotiate with a dragon. We'll deal with that eventually. Oh my god,
Serial
there's an
killer.
eventual novel about us!
We're just not very good at delegating, alright?
Well, but that's serial killer eventually.
Look, I've been having to deal with my ADHD for a long time, okay? Stop attacking me.
The Orzhov are running guns through a poor neighborhood. Oh, it's fine.
I thought we were dealing with that one.
the status quo.
Irradiated crystals
Yeah.
that might pull more zombie flowers into Valora's territory. That's on the eventually list too.
I mean, technically, there's also like a big mushroom fungi war. That's
That
some
is-
far
No,
land that
that's-
we never dealt with.
The fight has
I
been
told y'all
resolved,
that
but y'all don't
that
know what
was
happened
resolved.
with that totem.
Yeah, even though one of our significant others lives there. It never came up again.
No, I told y'all the war was resolved.
No, it's
Okay.
been mentioned a few times. Anyway,
Okay.
so, Rail, Frizz, Mavana is
Yes.
just kind of walking across, like, maybe 5 feet away. She looks like she's going to walk to the agency, and then she just turns around and goes back and falls into her normal place behind Rail.
Right, and Ingrid ran off.
With,
I'm trying to remember. Did Right, we did get the actual information from Hermes, who, by the by, is Rail's familiar. For anybody who's listening who did not know that, so Rail knows that our friends are possibly walking into some kind of trap, a good hour or so away from us.
I mean,
Yeah.
So yeah,
you know,
Well, you're an hour and a half behind, but it's an hour train ride, so
y'all know
right.
that
That's what I'm saying. Is like Rail knows something's potentially about to go down. And
Hermes,
he's probably too far away to help, but possibly not.
Hermes followed the stream to what is supposed to be a cistern. Saw what looked to be like tentacles moving around in the dark water. Was attacked by a humanoid figure and then recalled before he got poofed. In response to this, Griggum and Faradir went to go and investigate the cistern from the ground down. Hey, Equilibrium. Okay.
Oh, right. You can't see me wave. Hi, Equilibrium.
Hello, Equilibrium.
I am waving at you. I'm sorry you can't see.
Aw.
So, continuing
So,
on. Wait, did I say
Can
we
that
head
this
out?
music is made by Sirenscape?
You did.
Did I
You
say that
did.
we have a Patreon at patreon.com/the bonus roll?
You did now.
Did I say
Did
that
that,
if you
yeah.
join the Patreon at the $10 level, one of us will read your name out at the end of an episode?
There are restrictions to that thing, but yes. It has to be Twitch appropriate.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I
If
got
it's
all
not-
that said.
If it is not Twitch appropriate, I'll do my
will
best
not
to
read
to intentionally mispronounce it in such a way as to make it Twitch appropriate.
Put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Thanks to a Mr. Hughie Pinus.
Thank you, Sook Me Bales.
Exactly.
2047.
or I will just pronounce it in crawl for you.
Oh,
That's an option
Oh, no.
too.
Oh, hell, here, hold on. Let me take my headphones off. Gerbil,
No, I'm
my
joking.
love,
Hey,
do the gnome
we
voice.
don't have to support it yet.
Do the gnome voice.
Oh,
Do it.
dear.
Oh.
Okay, then you have
Oh.
to play a gnome when we play Shadowrun. Wait, no. We already
You can
played that.
play
Damn it!
gnomes.
I can't use that anymore.
Run a special one shot.
Play gnomes.
Pathfinder 2nd edition. I need to send Pazio an email anyway.
If you really want, if we do like a one shot or something, but everyone is going to be like, their ears will be ringing for hours afterwards.
That's why I wanted to do this. And then, okay, go.
So, play a mage who has silence.
Fun note: silence is a lot of fun for hybrid casters, as evidenced when we were fighting
Devotion.
Mr.
And
Yes.
it would be
I
a
was
lot
gonna
of
say
fun
Mr. Rakdos.
if Simic hybrids who have it ever used it.
Yeah.
Hybrid characters.
Hello, Silence,
Yeah.
my old friend.
Things happen.
So is Rail calling the tram to head over?
I
think Rail's going to call the tram to head over, because as much as I particularly want to get samples of the scuttlefish to figure out exactly what happened with it,
Well, you have a
friends
cane
and
full of
potential danger of
samples.
death does take precedence.
Or, well, Frizz has a cane full of samples now.
Oh, fair point.
I don't want a handful of them.
Ask him to keep the samples.
Yeah,
smells
please
faintly
I mean, you
as
could
those
just
samples.
carry some samples and drop them in the lab on your way down to Cathal in the tram. You could
Ask
just
him to
do
hold on
that.
to some samples.
I mean, you're
I don't
walking
wanna
very
hold on
fast.
to them.
Hold on to some samples.
See, this is what happens when y'all
Okay.
burn through every contingency I have to remove and then add a character
Okay.
back in.
How about this? Frizz, do you keep samples? If not, Rail, do you keep samples? So Frizz, go. Samples or no?
No.
Okay, Rail, do you
Then
take
Rail,
samples to our
yes.
lab?
I
Okay.
can see Frizz just
Rail
kind
has
of
samples.
using the cane to scoop it all up and then just stream jettisoning it into the hole.
As Horde's person, this
No!
clarification
Rail
was
just
my
kind
role.
of looking on in horror.
Like, it's a fish
Important
fountain.
biological sample.
I'm looking on a horror too. Don't worry.
What a waste.
I don't liked it, but I did.
I need some paperwork.
It's like, okay, think like a fire hose, but instead of water, fish chunks.
I don't think this creature was anywhere on the paperwork for your guild currently.
That's why it's going to be a lot of paperwork.
Mhm. It
Okay,
is
so
an
y'all
important
are
biological
going
sample.
to Cathal and ordering a tram now, right?
After a few moments of emotional trauma from fish fountaining, y'all would find Cathal in her study where she spends most of her time. She has her mechanical arm off and holding it in the other hand when she opens the door. So essentially, she's holding the hand and the robot hand grips and opens the door. What? Door starts to close.
Sample?
Lab's at the other end of the hall. Someone may
Are
want to
you
wake up
Quite
Rail.
alright.
Yeah.
Rail, you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi. I'll ask what you
Hi.
want.
Oh.
See, I'm
Ah.
trying to encourage role
Some-
playing.
Right.
In our
Sorry.
role playing game.
The coffee that I brewed is currently sitting on the counter over there.
Go
I should
get
probably
your
drink some
coffee.
of it.
It'll take her 10 minutes to order the tram anyway.
Bah.
Watch out for your
Fine,
headset.
Yes. One moment.
With a bit of time lapsing, Ingrid, you, fair dear, realize Gregum has wandered off. This is not the first time y'all have been in a small group with a monk and a monk has wandered off, so this does not seem
No.
exceptional to y'all.
Hey, Vader, he's gone. Can we go get a look at that door before we leave the area?
Sure.
So y'all return
Are
to
you
the
coming,
sister.
or you want to watch the entrance, Reeve?
Reeve kind of like, yeah, sure.
This coffee's pretty good.
Ain't all coffee pretty good?
I don't know. I've had bad coffee here and there.
Is having bad coffee worse than not having coffee?
Yes. Some of the
Yeah,
coffee
it
I've had.
depends.
Yes.
Since we're an hour and a half ahead, though, should we wait for the tram stuff to resolve?
Sure, if you want. Guys, y'all arrive. D&D.
Alright, sounds good.
Climbing up out of the subtram station, you enter the 6th precinct. Rail. Your
Yes.
dagger starts thrumming.
Oh dear.
Like a purring cat.
Important question that I just realized I've never thought of. I've never wondered about. Does the dagger have any kind of sheath?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take it out,
Well,
sheathed,
I mean, you
so I'm
got
not just drawing a weapon
sheath
in the
for
street.
it. When you first acquired the dagger, it was stuck in your stomach.
Right. I would think I would have gotten just a basic sheath for the darn thing.
Yeah, they're not expensive or hard to find.
Okay. So, yes, I will take it out and... Is there any kind of quality to the thrumming? Like, does it change when I move, when I change, like, when I change which direction I'm facing or anything like that?
No, it's just a constant low-level thrumming pulse. Like
Okay,
a
does it
purring cat
change
almost.
based on if I move in any direction?
You take a step forward, you take a step back, you do the do-si-do.
Yep.
Nope, no change.
Interesting. Is it just physically vibrating?
It doesn't seem to be physically vibrating. Like you don't feel it shaking in your hand. It's just emitting this low, constant kind of sound.
Interesting. Keeping that in mind, do we have any idea where everyone else went?
Well, you're across the street from a park and about maybe 15 minutes from the harbor area where the cistern would be located.
Right. Let's head to that cistern. This, I'm still not sure exactly what all of the enchantments on this dagger do, but I doubt that it doing something is necessarily a good thing for us or for our friends.
I'm assuming Frizz is with him.
Yeah, no, I'm just chilling. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just kind of tailing behind.
Right.
Alright.
Speaking of which, Frizz, Mavana, Frizz. She's my bodyguard and, companion.
Not in that way. Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of shake her hand, you know.
She has a
you're not
strength.
here, you can't peanut gallery. I mean, you can, just not in
Wait, hold
character.
on. Does she have an 18 strength? What is her strength at? Okay, y'all go up to
Her
level
strength
12. I
is
need to
strong.
get her a ASI. I'm kidding. No. Her strength is 16. So, yeah.
16 strength too.
It's decent. Good grip. Impressive. She clearly
Okay.
takes care of herself.
Okay. I've got a decent grip also, you know. A little wobbly, but you know. Can't help it.
She then falls into step behind Rail as y'all head towards the cistern area, crossing the park. The cistern area is a maintenance store set into one of the local fixtures. It opens into a very deep shaft, roughly 900 feet down, with a hand ladder set into one of the walls.
All right. Oh, is the dagger still
Yeah, still
humming?
thrumming.
Still doing anything? No change.
Nope.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Ingrid, it would be around now that you and Fairdeer would make your return trip to the cistern. You see three figures that you recognize, one of whom is wearing a decent amount of heavy armor, and one of whom is fondling a dagger.
So,
It's not fondling the dagger.
I saw y'all made it.
After
I wasn't
fashion.
sure
Is
where
everyone
you
all right?
ended up heading to, so I just headed over. Yeah, we're fine. We haven't gone down yet. Well, I mean, Griggum and Fairdeer did, and they got attacked, but they're fine.
ow. Fine now.
He literally has
Attacked
like
by
a
what?
scratch. Attack.
Why don't you describe it, Fairdeer? I wasn't there.
Painful.
So have you seen
was
the?
it a construct? Was it biological? Was it?
It was a lot of blades. Like, if I had hair, I would probably never shave again. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that.
Oh yeah, Reeve, Mavana, Reeve, Friz, Reeve. Reeve is Griggum's friend who comes and helps us, who's Rakdos. Mavana is an Orzhov knight, and Friz is looking to join up because it turns out he was less employed by his Is-It boss than we found out, than he thought he was. So, anyway, introductions all.
Reeve just drinks.
Good to see you again, Reeve.
The door that I was talking about down the ladder. But oh yeah, by the way, there's like a weird freaking door. It's kind of similar to that symbol that I keep on seeing on
literally like
her
a foot
armor.
away from. Yeah, you're literally a foot away from the armor at this point.
Though
Yeah, it's very similar but slightly different, and I kind of described.
So Ingrid has a kind of vest thing that she tends to wear now with her new
I'm
clothing style that she redid with her lifestyle.
I'm not saying that it's immediately visible. I'm saying that he's within a foot of her armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. A very similar crest, but slight variation on it. With it was some sort of jewel, right, in the skull.
Red gemstone eye, right eye.
A gemstone eye in the skull rather than in the raven. But still
Was it
clear
ruby?
variation. You know gems better than I do. It was red.
I guess we'll see it when we see it. Did you take like an etching or anything? Like put some paper over it, do a rubbing?
I could not describe how much pain was involved the last time I was down there. So no.
Right.
Like maybe like I was bloody enough and got slammed against that wall. Maybe that
I checked his
happened, but
cloak
that's the
to
best
see if that
impression.
happened.
There's like
Maybe.
a little dry blood.
No, I don't think it was enough for that.
Okay.
I think we'll still have to go down.
Okay.
All right. So, what order are y'all
Right.
descending?
What the
We're
hell?
just going down.
We should have the good climber go first so he can catch any of us if we slip.
Okay, so you
That's an
push
excellent
Fairdeer
point.
into the open shaft.
No,
Well,
I'm
we'll go
already
second.
like just scuttling down, not on the ladder, just down the sides.
I'll go
Oh
third.
yeah, by the way, Griggum can run up walls.
Right.
Didn't know if you knew
Oh.
that.
Huh.
Is that a
Yeah.
goblin thing or a
Like any
monk
walls?
thing or a drunk
Like, what
thing?
if they're really smooth?
Still, I don't know exactly the extent of it. But, I mean, like, not continuously. I think he has to, like, take a breather, like, on a ladder or something, but still.
He probably couldn't get trapped in a fighting pit again. That's good to know.
Yeah, maybe that's why he does it.
Maybe.
All right, so I need athletics checks from everyone wearing either heavy armor or with a strength less than 10.
Am I good?
A strength less than 10?
Yeah. Because y'all
So
are
they'll
climbing
go
down
flat.
900 feet. That's not a short distance.
Well, I'm going to be ready to bamf if I need to. So let's go see. I've got a -1 on athletics and an 8 on strength. So, I got an 18 on my roll.
You're fine. It's really less Ingrid, less climbs, and more she just kind of grips the side of the ladder, hooks her feet onto one, and just slides down it. And I think you were the only one in danger at that point, right?
Yeah, Rail is wearing medium armor and has sufficient strength.
Okay.
I have sufficient strength. Barely.
Alright. So, Rail, you should check out the video feed real quick.
The video.
Huh.
Yeah.
What?
What the heck?
It's on yours in Discord, too.
Yeah, no, it's what happened. What the hell did that just do?
Huh.
Hold up.
There.
Hey,
Okay, woo.
So it's the program that I'm using to manage my camera. I don't know. I must have clicked that by accident. It has options for doing multiple feeds. So for some reason it was set to picture-in-picture with a second feed that doesn't exist.
Ooh, I need the name of that program.
The
Not-
name of the program is
yeah.
Logic Capture.
Yeah, let's do that when I'll actually remember it. I see you writing it down. Thank you, hon.
Yes.
Oh, Logi. I thought you said Logic.
Well, it's like
probably from Logitech.
exactly.
Well, no, because Logic is like a rapper, aren't they?
Well, since we both
Don't
use
know if they do software
Logitech
development
cameras
on the side.
too, that's good to know. And we know that Fairdeer has a Logitech camera too because he got the same one as mine. So
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Logitech General does pretty good stuff. We are not being paid by Logitech, but if they wanted to pay us, I would take their money.
Or give us free product,
I mean, yeah.
science purposes.
I am perfectly
I've been having
willing to
keyboard
sell out.
problems.
I am perfectly willing to sell out for a new computer for her so I don't have to keep fixing stuff.
Yeah, if you guys are willing to send us random shit, we will accept it.
Hey, if you send us random
Unless it's
shit,
illegal.
if
No
you send us
illegal.
random shit, I will hold it up on stream and say you sent this to us and thank you.
Also, not
Or-
literal shit.
Or all the technology in the Shadowrun game could be all Logitech. Oh, look at this amazing keyboard. Oh, it's Logitech brand.
Huh.
Product placement.
Product placement.
I was not expecting her to drop. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Discord crashed on me, but I'm back. Hopefully everyone can see me.
Technical
Okay.
difficulties
Yeah.
are not from Logitech, I must note.
I was actually going to
Oh.
say in our Shadowrun game, maybe we could just replace Ares with Logitech.
I think
That would be
Mitsuhama.
bad.
I think Mitsuhama actually owns Logitech.
Yeah, or one of the corps, but I don't know that they would appreciate that.
Rail,
But it's an option for sponsorship.
Well, it happened again.
What?
You're in picture.
Okay, I definitely did not click anything that time.
that's fine.
So-
Yeah.
Maybe you
on
need to
that.
set like your character background as like your second source.
Oh,
That's an-
that's not a bad idea.
Excellent
Yeah.
idea.
So that if it
But-
happens, it's just
That shouldn't be happening, though. That's so weird.
Okay, so y'all arrive 900 feet of descent. Y'all are even lower than the Simic lab was. The air around you is icy cold. There is the broken scraps of a very large machine littering the floor of the landing, if maybe a 15-foot by 15-foot space. Set just
yeah.
past.
Everybody's sorry.
That is the end of my sentence. Continue. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Everybody's wearing heavy boots, right? Watch your step.
You don't want to get shards.
Anything useful among the parts, Riz?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Make an Arcana
I'm
roll.
gonna. Yeah, no, definitely. Let's see.
Can I assist with his Arcana?
I will. Are you trained in Arcana?
Yeah.
I will allow it.
All right, let's roll with advantage then. That'll be a 28.
28. Much of the machinery is old. like maybe 500 years old, possibly a little older.
Huh.
The mechanics are in good working order, though. The blades are kind of dented and scratched up and sharp. Any magic or elemental spirit that was powering this seems to have fled. You do find in the center of it a single crystal orb, maybe a half a foot in diameter, 100% translucent, looking like it almost looks like a crystal ball of sorts. That
Okay.
when you examine it, you said you rolled over 20. You rolled 28, right? More than 25.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you examine the orb, you notice that near invisible etchings along the surface of it of arcane glyphs.
Huh. Well, that's cool.
Interesting.
I've got some space in my bag if you need to pull any gear up you can't fit in your backpack.
Much of this is salvageable, though it will need a good deal of work.
Oh, I see. The technology that you're all interested in salvaging. The giant, interesting biological fish monster. That, oh no, just throw that away. But as soon as it's got cogs and gears, that's what you've got to know everything about.
Well,
Fairdeer,
Listen,
We were
listen,
supposed to
come
keep
here.
the fish
Come here.
there?
Fairdeer, you
Come
have
here.
no idea what he's talking about.
well, you're not Simic anymore.
Well, I
Stop
filled
stealing
him in
my
on the
line.
battle because
I-
we spent time at the bar, so he has
Okay.
some idea.
Okay, fair.
Fair dear. I joined the Simic because I was interested in learning about things. I didn't get interested in learning about things because I joined the Simic.
Well,
That's
I mean,
fair.
you took some samples, didn't you? I mean, you would have, right?
Well,
Yeah, you took
yes.
samples,
I
right?
don't know how to
Okay,
take
good.
samples.
I may need some of those samples for paperwork
I
later.
mean,
They're at
Put you in
the
a lab.
right. But I mean, there was a whole fish there. We
Ingrid,
just buried most of it.
make a perception check for me.
Okay. Mine is 13. Do I make one for Watcher too?
No. Watcher would not be able to notice this. Your breastplate is starting to grow warm.
Hmm. You know
Well-
that thing where sometimes our stuff acts weird? My stuff's acting weird.
Oh right. My dagger has been vibrating for since we got off the tram. Sorry, I got distracted by biology.
I mean, usually it just glows or something, and it's doing something different weird where it's warm.
Right. So the symbol on
Yours isn't going to make
her-
you go unconscious again, is it?
I don't think my knife has ever done that.
It's done
Isn't
that
that what-
twice.
Well,
Wait,
he
the
wouldn't
dagger
know.
did that? Or I thought other things did that.
To be fair, he
Farkeep.
wouldn't know.
Farkeep, yes, your dagger.
Well, here's hoping that it won't.
Okay.
Hold up.
Fauna, stay
Is
very
it
near
kind of-
the rail in case he collapses.
Right. That's why I wear that. That's why I wear the hat to protect my head. You said what did you say your armor is doing? It's behaving oddly?
Yeah, it's just a bit warm. We must.
Ah.
Do you think it has to do with that door thing? I guess we ought to take a look at that.
Possibly. Yes, let's, but carefully, I suppose.
Alright.
There could be more than one thing guarding it.
Frizz, I'll leave my bag down. I'll leave my bag with you if you want to put stuff in it. Since we've said that ours aren't like the acquisitions ink and other people can put stuff in.
I appreciate that. I'm just gonna start, taking bits apart.
You're going to put what salvageable material is in the bag?
Yeah.
Okay, record, Ingrid, record 289 pounds of salvageable mechanics.
It's a good thing I didn't have anything heavy in there already. And that includes the crystal orb?
The crystal orb is something separate.
Okay,
That was also
but
like
that's going to also go, right?
Sure. That's only about maybe 3 pounds.
That's fair.
As you approach the door, you see within it on relief a single skull mounted by a raven or a blackbird of some sort. A single red gem is in the right eye of the skull. Ingrid, your breastplate continues to be warm, growing slightly warmer as you approach. Rail, the thrumming grows exactly the same as you approach.
Is the bird straight on or profile?
Profile.
So there's theoretically one other skull eye slot since the skull is straight on, and one bird eye slot.
Yep.
Are the gems different sizes between the skull and the bird?
There is no gem in the bird.
Well, the eyes different sizes between the skull and the bird?
The bird's eyes are much smaller.
Are the gems different sizes between the armor and the dagger?
The gem on the raven's eye on the armor is about the same size as the eyes on the raven's talon dagger.
Right.
Okay, so so theoretically, the one in the door is a bigger gem than either of ours. Okay.
All right. I'm going to not touch it to the door. I'm just going to hold the dagger up against the door for comparison.
The raven's head in profile on the dagger matches the raven's head in profile on the etching on the door.
That is interesting. So what do you think, Ingrid? Pre-family split?
I mean,
Or something else?
probably. I'm gonna go ahead and get a rubbing of the design.
All right.
Question.
Yes.
Wasn't there a vault or something?
There was some sort of vault or something. We don't know the exact nature of it. But
Probably very wet.
And if this old machinery was
probably
its
very wet.
guardian, we've just left it without a guardian. If
Well-
this is it, presuming. Or it could just be attached to a big monster. I mean, and Ingrid's getting the rubbing as she says this.
As
It's
you
really hard to say.
touch the door, a electric current thrills down your arm without any injury to you. It feels like you're touching a live wire.
Well,
And that would be like through the paper and the chalk
Yeah.
and stuff, right? Okay.
Did I make a reaction?
Shh, you don't see anything. There's no electrical sparks or anything like that. It just feels like she's grabbed a live wire.
Okay, she's not like
I've done a
convulsing.
messy rubbing of the door, but it's kind of got a weird, almost electrical feel to it. Frizz, you know electrics. What would make the door all electric-y tinkly, but only to the elbow?
It's like electricity.
It could be a lot of things. I mean, so like it only went to the elbow, right? On a severity of like 1 to 10, how bad would you say the pain would feel?
Well, it didn't really hurt, but it was a kind of strong current, so like maybe a 2, but not like trying to fix the lights in an abandoned is-it building that you're stealing.
Huh?
That's very specific.
Let's
I
see your
mean,
hand real quick.
I only have very specific comparisons for it. I haven't, in general, done much with electricity.
Are there any like burns or anything on your hand?
Make a medicine check.
All right.
You
Just
want
my
me
knowledge.
to assist or actually do the medicine stuff as I'm with the medical people?
That's fair. I would figure that because I am so in tune with like just lightning and electricity, I would do at least a little more. But you know, it's fine.
Y'all
I
can,
Maybe
think I
y'all
got
can
it.
work together.
I'd
Y'all
be
can
willing
both
to
roll, no
accept
problem.
assistance if you want.
Sure, help me out, but like don't give me advantage. Roll separately. We can do this separately, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Right.
looking for different things, I guess, so that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Sure.
Well, I got a 17.
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Got a 21.
All right. There is no burn markings to be noticed. There is a faint blue energy just below the surface of her skin that vanishes maybe a minute after her fingers lose contact with the door.
Well, it seems that the door is warded.
Warded. I am going to draw the Raven's Talon.
Okay. Everyone, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Really?
Yeah. Well, with the exception of Rail.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
9.
9. What did you roll, Fairdeer?
23.
23. With the exception of Ingrid, y'all are pushed back 5 feet against the wall. Ingrid, you are thrown back 5 feet as a thunderous explosion of energy and sound rips out of the dagger as it is unsheathed. The raven's eyes on the dagger glow brightly, and its mouth opens just a little bit. Ingrid, you also take 4 bludgeoning damage from the impact.
Okay.
Kay's not there, right?
Then.
No,
Kay is
because
not.
Kay couldn't climb down the tunnel.
Yeah, Kay can't climb
That's
down
right.
900
You
900
didn't bring
feet.
Kay.
That's fair. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was.
Well, that's unexpectedly vigorous. Ingrid,
You
you're
know,
right.
Probably identify that thing again. It's getting weirder.
In the presence
Yes.
of the ancestral doorway, Raven's Talon has awakened. I will update your
Ooh.
sheet, but in essence, in addition to the empowered. In addition to the awakened feature that allows you to charge it to do force damage with your attacks, you can now use it to cast once per day spiritual weapon and make sneak attacks
Really?
using spiritual weapon.
Okay. Okay then.
Damn it! Why does he get the Bonkai?
I mean,
Maybe you should use your special item more, Fairdeer.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
Sorry,
Well,
I
I
say
think
once
we
per
can
day is
definitely
once per
conclude they're
long rest.
related.
Okay.
What'd you say, Kiernis?
I said once per day. The correct terminology is once per long rest.
Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
So, yes. Sorry
Do that
about
again.
that,
What?
No, do it again.
Ingrid.
Put the
The
dagger in
boom.
and take it out again. Yeah, do it again.
You know, I think I'll stand further back when
I
you do
don't
that. Oh,
think-
let me get my backpack from you,
Yes.
Frizz.
All right, yeah, here. Do it again.
I fear
Okay.
you're quickly.
I'll let everyone else
almost
get some
backward.
distance.
No, I don't want to get any distance.
I'll let everyone except for Frizz get some distance.
Okay.
I mean, there's only like 30 feet down there, so I
Yeah.
just kind of move back to brace myself against the wall.
You resheath the blade. The raven's head's the mouth stays open.
All right, I'm going to try tapping the lock on the door with the end of the blade.
Make a perception check for me, Rail.
I will, as soon as I grab my dice. Foolish of me to leave them across the room.
Oh, right, because I was going
Yes.
to make you make that check.
Well, I could always roll a 1. It's a possibility. I could always throw the die into the box, have it bounce entirely out of the box, and wind up back in the dice bag.
That's
That's
impressive.
never happened before. I couldn't
Indeed,
have done that if I
trick
tried. Okay, that is a 10 plus 13. 23.
23. The gemstone set in the the eye of the skull on the door is shimmering a faint energy. It looks like there is a small glyph written on the inside of it.
Interesting. Is it something that I can recognize with Arcana?
It is definitely an arcane glyph of some sort. You'll need to make Arcana checks to figure out more of it.
Yes. And I would like to make an Arcana check. What the hell, just with guidance. Because if I have the spell, I may as well use it. So I was going to cast guidance on himself, and then... Oof. 9 plus 4 plus 10. So 23 again.
23 again?
23, okay.
It's definitely an arcane glyph of some sort. You recognize it as being divination based, but you can't really place more information from it with that roll.
Right. Interesting.
Ingrid, is your armor the same?
I guess I should get not near anyone before we find out. So I'll move in between the door and where people are waiting at the back, and I'll undo my little vest buttons.
Everyone averts their eyes.
I have a shirt on under my armor.
Sorry, I was having fun there. As you undo, the armor is hot to the touch, but not uncomfortably so for you.
Armor's still warm.
Does not seem to be any change or reaction to the armor in the presence of the door, and no reaction from the door in the presence of the armor.
What about the dagger in the armor?
Yeah. Just tap the dagger against the armor, see if anything happens.
As you bring the
Pommel,
armor
not
and
the blade.
As you bring the armor and the dagger into contact, they both start glowing a faint bluish energy.
Do it.
Interesting.
Hey,
Stab the armor. Full
I'm
force.
not going to
Just
stab
go
the
for it.
armor while she's wearing it.
hey, come here, Fairdeer.
I'm not going to stab the armor at all, honestly.
Okay.
Give me your hand for a second.
Out his hand.
Okay.
Do you
And
give
then
her
she
your
just holds
hand?
it.
Fair dear. Do you let her
What?
take your hand?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not putting it on the armor. I'm just holding it, just to be clear.
Okay. Fair dear, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw for me, please.
That's be 23, I think. 1 second.
23?
Yeah.
Alright, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You take 10 necrotic damage, and the color starts leaching from the scale half of your body.
No, what? No! And she lets go of his hand. What? Are you okay?
That kind of hurt.
It looked like it.
His scales
yeah.
are
How
still
rough are you looking,
gray
Fair
at the edges.
Fair dear, are you all right?
I kind of hurt.
Maybe you can
Because I mean, like,
reverse dagger like what the guy did where he became more human and put more fish back.
I think
You're
the
dead.
armor
No,
protecting her,
How that dagger you have works.
talking in tongues.
sorry, but yeah, fair dear. How injured are you at the moment?
He's
Like, how
about
bad off do
90
you look?
over 100.
A little bit. I am
Okay.
10% less than optimal.
All right. Okay, so you're not dying on us here.
I'd be afraid to heal
Uh,
him with the armor right now.
Yes. I'm going to
As of
carefully
note,
put
I'm
away...
pretty sure I'm not aware of myself changing because I don't have a reflective surface.
I mean, you can see your hand.
Oh,
Right. I recommend
Oh.
against that.
Well, before our stuff just glowed like if there was contact with anyone with, say, he has maybe Kraken DNA, but it didn't leach any color or anything. You think my armor eats Krakens?
Why does she keep calling me a Kraken?
I mean,
Well,
you do seem to
the
be
Scion said
partially-
that
Sensitive.
you were because of the Guardian Project. And I didn't say you were a Kraken. I said that you had Kraken DNA. Then I asked if my armor eats Kraken.
I
I don't know.
think that's what's going on here, but I could be wrong.
I feel like I should be doing an Arcana check now.
Sure. What on? Or just in general?
The interaction with Fairdeer, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
So can I do a medicine check on myself?
Sure.
24.
24. You have noticed that your armor and the dagger seem to have an amplified effect when they are in contact or close proximity with each other, and a reaction when in contact or proximity with a person that has an altered genetic structure of certain aspects.
So basically, it's just double amplified, and it might have some kind of those tendencies already, is the gist I get.
Good possibility, yes. What was your medical roll, Faradir?
1 second. That would be 25.
25. You seem to have lost a bit of color around the edges of several of your scales, but it's starting to reassert itself already.
Oh, good. Well, no harm
I could
done.
try to heal you with the armor, but I don't think I should.
I mean, you
What
have a
exactly
cleric.
were you testing? Is this a new spell or something, or?
No, I don't know what happened. I think we have a lot of identifying to do sometime later today. Lots of identifying.
Are you okay though? Like you were feeling hot?
You know, maybe we should try to do identify on them while we're down here. Maybe while they're in a heightened state, we'll get more information.
Rael and Ingrid, are y'all? Is the dagger still in contact with the armor? Is my first question.
I was going to say not after that reaction to...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure after I got
Faradir.
blasted, you just kind of subconsciously.
Alright. Faradir, Ingrid, and Frizz. Could I each of y'all make me a wisdom check?
I got a natural 20, so 22.
Okay.
15.
I got a natural 1, so 2.
Right. Sorry, did you say rail as well or not?
Yes.
Avatar 20's being in sync.
Oh,
It's a wisdom check?
Oh.
Yes, please.
That is 18.
18. Frizz, make me a intelligence check as a follow-up, please.
Alright, let's see. That'll be a dirty 20.
Okay. So, I will lay several things out. Ingrid and Rael, you realize that when your artifacts are in contact with each other, and y'all are in contact with the artifacts, that there is a heightened effect as energy flows between them of sorts. Frizz, sorry. You noticed that energy flowed from the door into Ingrid when she was making physical contact with it.
Okay. Huh.
Interesting.
So,
Question.
Mm-hmm.
What if somebody has the dagger and the armor and touches the door?
find out.
Right.
I think we need to hold hands. Hear me out.
Oh,
So it seems like the armor and the dagger are connected. And,
Yeah.
you know, there's lots of energy translating between that. There's also energy translating from the door to you, Ingrid, when you touched it, but also when you had the armor on. So, with either, so one of you needs to put the armor on and have the dagger and maybe touch the door and see what happens. Or we hold hands while we all have those and then have a
Or-
solid current.
Right.
you
then
hold
just
hands.
Yeah, no, you don't. You need to back up. You need to go up the ladder a bit. Just
A
hang there.
consideration is that I don't know if that reaction to Faradir was specifically because Faradir, or simply because it was in
I put my
contact
hand
with
on
the
the armor.
dagger.
You put your arm
Oh.
Put the
in-
dagger on. I put my hand on the armor.
on the armor. Okay.
Yes.
It is hot
Okay.
to the touch, like uncomfortably
Cool.
so.
Put the dagger on the armor too.
If you insist.
I feel like
Yeah,
I should get
touch the
my
dagger
eyes
to the
out,
armor.
just in case.
You feel a jolt of energy run up your arm. It is unpleasant, but not enough to hurt you.
Cool. We're fine. Put the armor on. We're touching the door.
Armor is on me.
Okay. Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
but no,
spirit of scientific
cool.
inquiry.
we're doing
I
this.
think she probably needs to hold the dagger.
But that's
We
real.
We don't want to
dagger.
have all of that. We don't have all the energy connected in one place. Let's try to disperse it at least
mean,
throughout 3 bodies.
We know what happened when it contacted with him before, and he went unconscious. If I tried to take the dagger now, what if I just went unconscious, like 900 feet below here? I don't think me having the dagger is a very good idea.
Yeah, I don't think it would be best. You don't want to bundle all the wires together without any insulation between them. So,
So glad we have you here, Frizz. For a
Mamana-
valuable member of this team.
If we get semi-exploded, can you carry us back up?
Maybe like one at a time.
climb up about 100 feet, just in case. And make
That's
sure you are securely wrapped on the ladder, in case so you do not fall.
Should Mavana and Reeve go up?
Reeve, maybe. I'm sure Mavana should be fine. She's not a
Hopefully.
fish. She doesn't be a fish, right? She's not a fish person, right?
As far as I'm
She
aware,
shakes
no.
her head.
Okay.
I feel
Reeve.
so attacked.
Reeve, you have any fish stuff going on?
Not since
Fish
I got back
mutations
from
in my bodyguard?
the 4th
It's more
precinct.
likely than you think.
Maybe
Or
just
district.
go like 10 feet up the ladder, just for safety. That'll get you behind, out of direct sight of the door.
Yeah. Just go hang out over there.
Okay. He moves to the back of the area. off to
Instead
the
of going
side.
up.
There's a little bit of a
It's fine.
lip.
Okay.
He'll be fine. Come here. I want to grab both of your hands. Doesn't matter which one, just to have one on each of you guys. Both of you guys touch the door if you guys grab my hands.
Okay, so we don't need to grab hands. We need to grab your hand.
You need to grab my hands. I need
Right.
to be
You
between both of
realize-
you.
If this works at all, you'll be functioning as a conduit.
Yes,
Just
I'm
so you know
100%
the risk
aware.
involved here.
I know the risk. There's no reward without any risk.
Frizz is just like, for science!
Exactly.
Okay. Hey, Watcher. Why
Okay.
don't you take the bag
Let's
and
go
go up near Reeve? Just let's not put you in this too.
All right, Watcher takes the bag and he kind of like he's like the size of a cat, and the bag is the size of a backpack.
It's 15 pounds, and pseudo
I'm
dragons can carry 45 by
Yes,
mechanics.
but it's large
I know.
and he is tiny and it is adorable as he flutters
just
his way
seeing-
over.
I'm
What-
seeing the wings just kind of beating like crazy. Like just kind of. Pop, 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 pop.
He's gonna go sit on
Dragon.
Fairdare's shoulder.
Okay. He perches there, holding tight grip onto the bag that he has claimed as his own now. Because he was given a bag, and we know what happens when you give Watcher of Lost Children and Injured Animals a small object that he can claim as his own.
We'll deal with that later.
Give Watcher scriptures.
He like... Actually, hold on. It'll be... It needs to be drier.
Aw.
He is old.
He's a mummy.
Ha.
What, did you
Are you
think
all
the
ready?
cloth wrapping on his forearms was aesthetic?
Was it?
I mean,
Where-
it's rail. Everything
So-
is aesthetics.
So we count it down 1, 2, and we grab the door on 3. Hands on either side of the design.
Yes, wherever you feel fit.
Let's try for it.
Whatever happens, happens.
Okay.
Okay. If something bad happens, it was nice knowing you, Frizz, and I'll make sure you get a good second life.
So, just to confirm,
I appreciate that.
Rail is putting a hand on the door while holding Frizz's hand.
Yes.
Frizz is holding Ingrid's hand, and Ingrid is putting a hand on the door. Cool.
Yeah.
I need all 3 of you to make Constitution saving throws at disadvantage.
Well, hell.
Also, somebody needed to hold the dagger. Rail didn't have a free hand.
Rails? Huh?
Rail is in contact with the dagger.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
I got a 7.
He's holding the dagger in his teeth. How about that?
Sure.
All right, I got 2 19, so that'll be 27. No, 25.
Rolling.
I math wrong.
Oh. Well, that's an 11.
Okay.
Well, not
Could've
as
been
bad as mine.
So, Ingrid and Rail, y'all take 10 necrotic damage.
Ow.
Frizz,
ow,
you take
ow.
5 necrotic damage. As
All right.
energy courses along your physicality. The red gem starts to shimmer and the arcane glyph glow slightly. Do y'all keep your hand on the door?
While it's amplified, I kind of want to try its healing amplified. How do y'all feel? If it's super
No.
technically amplified.
No. We don't need to do that.
Okay, do we keep our hand on the door?
Keep going.
Alright, make another constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
I'm going to go ahead and put ice armor on. If
All right.
I'll just link pinkies with Frizz and use my hand to make the gesture if that works.
Alright, so you're maintaining a hand
Yeah.
contact with Frizz and
Yeah.
on the door.
I was
Does
gonna
the
say,
spell require semantic components?
Yes, that's why I was thinking, could I keep the pinky linked or not, or link elbows with him?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Because you're
24.
kind of warping. Okay, yeah, it works. You're warping
Okay.
the spell, but it works. It's
Blast.
the
I wish I'd
ice
prepared something for
lands
this.
on the armor and vaporizes.
What happens?
The ice lands on the armor and vaporizes from the heat of it.
Do I still get the temporary hit points or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now I think I asked everyone to make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Nat 1 for 7.
Okay.
17.
And now I got a nat 1 on that, so 4.
All right. Frizz and Ingrid take 7 damage, necrotic, as energy races through them. Rail takes 7 divided by 2, 4 necrotic damage. The other eye on the skull starts to glow a bluish black with a white arcane glyph on the inside.
I
Just
wish I'd
take a good
prepared
look
for
at
this morning.
Good look at the
Ow.
glyph in case we need it. See what it says for later.
What are you doing now? Are you just taking a look at it, or are you like...
Yeah, just taking a good look at it in case, like later we need to go back over.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
I wish I'd prepared bless this morning. I wish I'd prepared bless
12.
this morning. I wish I'd
12.
prepared bless this morning.
Okay. Nope. Don't recognize it other than you recognize it as a divination glyph, but no specifics beyond that.
So we're at 2 skull eyes lit up?
A red eye and a bluish black eye, both of which have a divination-related glyph within them.
Keep it going.
I guess we keep it going,
You
right?
insist?
Real?
Ow, 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 ow.
All right, if all of y'all are keeping your hands together, make me another Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Hey, I got 2 16s this time, so 19.
Okay, I'm
24.
Huh. 10.
10. Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
Rail takes 8 necrotic damage. Ingrid and Fritz both take 4 necrotic damage. The Eye of the
Rail is starting
Raven,
to look a little rough again.
it doesn't start glowing. A eyelid opens up, revealing a diamond-like gem with a circulating energy pattern within it.
Can I look at that? Like, see what that is?
Sure, make a Arcana check.
Alright. That'll be a 29.
29. You recognize this as a transmutation glyph of taking in energy aspects, circulating them, and then manifesting them.
Huh. Can I look at the other eyes?
Are you maintaining contact?
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you're maintaining contact, then yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Alright, let's see. Next Arcana check, that'll be a 25.
25. You recognize they are divination glyphs. They are tied to recognizing the presence of something.
Alright, keep it going.
You getting anything from it?
All right. Make a Constitution saving
yeah.
throw with disadvantage.
This might be the last time.
It better be. I'm not doing
7
too
again.
hot at the moment.
16.
Are you sure you don't want me to try to heal with the armor?
14.
7, 16, 14. Ingrid
I can try to heal with
takes
the armor.
8, 9, 10, 11 necrotic. Everyone else takes 6 necrotic. The energy pattern within the open Raven's Eye does not seem to react.
Are we missing something?
We might be.
Oh, we might be missing something.
Dear, dear.
No.
Ingrid, make a wisdom check for me.
15.
You've seen clear diamonds on a magic item before.
Clear diamonds on a magic item. It's not the coin necklace. That doesn't have clear diamonds.
Are you saying this out loud?
I'm sure she's kind of.
What color are the jewels in my extraction dagger?
The extraction dagger has 4 clear diamonds set on it.
Fair
I'm
dear.
Spartacus. Hand on Ingrid's shoulder.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna come down and join.
I need everyone to make another Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Watcher does not come down with you, just to specify.
No.
I rolled 2 5s that time, so 8.
18.
17.
You sure you guys don't want me to heal with this thing?
5.
Okay,
I was kind of thinking
I
of healing with this thing.
so let's see here.
I think
Ingrid
that might be a good
and
idea.
Rail take 13 necrotic damage. Frizz
Yes, definitely thinking
takes-
that's a good idea.
Frizz takes 7 necrotic damage. And
I would like
Faraday-
to.
Please let me finish.
Okay.
And Faradir takes, let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 divided by 9 necrotic damage as the Raven's Eye floods a bright, bloody red. The door rumbles and shifts in its setting, sliding back and down into the earth below it. Now, what were you going to say? I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Well, since I'd been asking the group around prior to that about if they wanted me to do the healing, I was actually going to do the bonus action healing with my 1 sorcerer hit point through the armor.
Okay.
That would normally be a d6 plus 3, so 8.
Alright, everyone heals 8.
Right.
Just
Interesting.
past the doorway is
Something.
a darkened arch. A small, maybe 10-foot wide room lays beyond it. 10-foot wide, maybe about 9 feet deep. A single casket set on stone rollers is at the far end of this room.
Huh.
Because, and I am going to read a definition now. Definition of a vault. Entry number 3. A burial chamber.
Oh. Well then.
Thank you, Merriam-Webster.
There you go.
Well,
Rail,
we're
you can
in.
bring it on now. Hacker voice. We're in.
Right.
Password was swordfish.
Well,
See, I did something.
That was reckless, but it worked.
Extraction dagger. Now it's reckless?
What were you saying about your
Listen.
dagger?
It worked.
Put the dagger back in, like, sheath or...
Yeah.
Whatever.
is the armor cooled off now?
Yeah, the armor is cool. The dagger has stopped thrumming.
Right.
I'm wondering who Honeycutt says sounded like Keanu.
Oh. Before
No
we
clue.
Ingrid's gonna give Frizz a
investigate
hug.
that any further, we don't seem to be in any current peril, correct?
Current.
But yeah,
Fine.
how is everybody? You guys look like you got kind of beat up by that thing.
Oh, I am perfectly dandy. I just need a stretch.
Rail,
Yes.
how are you?
Not particularly good.
Okay.
I'm looking a little rough around the edges. He's at 36 of 91.
Okay, you want to heal?
So essentially, what
I was
happened?
thinking if we could take a short rest.
Yeah. Essentially, what happened is for every pass that y'all were in contact with that, you had to make a Constitution saving throw. If you rolled less than a 17, you took 2d8 necrotic damage. If you rolled higher than a 17, you took half of that. If you are Faradir, you make that disadvantage roll with a DC 20 and take 3d8 necrotic damage.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do one more use of the armor healing, even if we take a short rest, just because my short rest I can share them this way, and I can't otherwise. So
Okay.
that's an 8 and a 3. 17 healing for everyone around.
Nice.
All right.
So what's kind of around us? Is it just the casket and nothing like
There
else?
is the Guardian scraps that Frizz did not take, Rail and Mavana, a maybe 15 by 15 foot space, a 5 foot little alcove that the door was set into, and then past that a 10 foot wide, 9 foot long little sub room with a casket on stone rollers in it.
So I'm thinking at some point after we see what this is, we're probably going to have to tell your mom. Especially since we accidentally destroyed the Guardian.
Yes.
I mean...
But... well, I mean, we didn't.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah. This does seem to be the vault that everyone was so concerned about.
Do you want to go with
Well,
us to check it out, Mavana?
She's kind of standing back a little. She does kind of reach out and place a hand on Rail's neck, and she hasn't regained her lay on hand, so she will spend a spell slot.
Are we going to do a short rest after this, or?
That's up to y'all. I don't tell y'all what to
That's
do.
why I'm
Again, I
asking.
was thinking, nobody is currently trying to kill us. My suggestion would be that we take a short rest.
Rail
Maybe we can go
heals
over our notes.
12 HP.
Thank you, Mavana. That is better. But I still think we could all stand to sit down and effectively chill out a bit.
That does sound wise. Yeah.
I'm good on HP. Can I do just kind of a general feel around the room?
The
I
room
wouldn't
that
come into
casket
the vault
is-
without us.
Oh, we're not in the vault yet? Okay,
No.
never mind.
The vault is a very cramped space.
Right, we're in the passage outside of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean,
speaking of
I
which,
could do some identify if I don't need my spell slot back necessarily, so...
right, I was planning, if we do take a short rest, I'm planning to cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay.
So 10 minutes and then the short rest?
Well, I would recommend doing it after the short rest,
short
so
rest
that
and
it doesn't
then-
expire during your short
Yeah,
rest.
because it only lasts for
Okay.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you do that, let me know, and I will also do comprehend languages.
All right, it's getting later, late in the evening. At this point, y'all had a pretty rough day. You finish your short rest around maybe 4 p.m.
I do identify rather than short rest during my time.
Okay. What are
Let
you
me get-
identifying?
I can do 6 of them, up to. So,
So, short rest.
I want to do a new identify on just the armor and the dagger to see if we have any new information, if that works for you, Rail.
Okay. So the first
Sure.
identify is on the Raven's Talon, which is now Raven's Talon Exalted. He can use a bonus action and spend 5 HP to sheath the dagger in a energy field that does additional damage when he uses it, and he can use it once per long rest to cast Spiritual Weapon. And when he does so, he can use sneak attack damage with the Spiritual Weapon. It is cast at the basic level for Spiritual Weapon. Additionally, you learn that this dagger was originally owned by Ingrid Integra Corvid.
Okay.
Let's do that, Jim. The big old one and the robot.
Next was you wanted to do your armor as well, right?
Yeah. I have a couple more things on the list, but we can go to
One at a
Frizz's
time.
next after that.
Okay. Raven's Breast Exalted. When this you can spend an action or a bonus action and expend a hit dice. Rolling that hit die to restore HP to anyone within a specific range of you. This also allows you to cast the cantrip Eldritch Scattershot. Additionally, when you are struck by a spell attack of a spell of 3rd level or higher, you can expend a spell slot to roll 1d20. And if you roll at or higher than the attack roll against you, you can absorb the damage of that spell and convert it into a healing wave of those around you.
And that's just a 1d20 flat versus it, so...
You will add your spellcasting modifier to it, yeah.
Okay.
You learned that this armor was once owned by David Integra Corvid.
Extraction dagger?
Well, if I'm doing 6 identifies, I think Frizz wanted me to do the orb. X.
Okay. The Orb of Capture. Using this orb, you can make a spell attack using your spell attack modifier versus an elemental spirit to capture and restrain it within the orb. You make a spell attack versus an elemental. It has to make a wisdom saving throw versus your spell save DC. If you hit and it fails, the elemental is captured within the orb, empowering it.
It's a Pokeball.
A Pokeball for making big, shiny robots.
Yeah. She'll
Okay,
be
so
very
you
fun.
Extraction Dagger is the 4th one?
Okay. This dagger can be used to capture traits of any creature that it damages. They need to make a Constitution saving throw versus a set number, and if they fail, a charge is absorbed. This charge contains information on the creature's stats, abilities, or nature. Additionally, if you are bonded with the dagger, you can expend that charge to take on a temporary effect related to the creature that you extracted from. I.e., if you stab a dragon with it, you can use it to give yourself dragon's breath for a temporary amount of time. And I will update the extraction dagger information to reflect that.
Is it exalted now?
No. It's always been able to do that.
So it didn't upgrade.
You have a battery with addition that can hold additional charges that don't go bad.
Do you want me to check your necklace, Rail?
If you don't mind. Yes, I thought we knew everything about it, but it could always be wrong. Thank you for reminding me that I have it, because I keep forgetting that I do.
All right. This is the Hard Luck necklace. You can use this necklace once per long rest to force a reroll of a ability check or attack roll that you make. When you do so, the DM rolls a d20 as well, and you take the damage, but the difference in the two rolls as psychic damage. So if you roll a 15 and I roll a 19, you take 4 psychic damage.
Yeah, also, about the extraction dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Any previous owner?
This one does not have a previous owner that is revealed via identify.
And so nothing really too new about the Hard Luck necklace, though I don't think Ingrid was too aware of it before. It was mostly Rail aware of it. And sixth one, new gem from Leia.
The Void Stone, right?
Yeah.
There is no magic related to the Void Stone gem other than its composition, which is a magical material of similar properties to adamantium, mithril. You know, it is a magical material that can be used to construct other items. But you would gain its approximate value is somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 gold.
But since it's not like seeing related, it can't be used for scrying? Or
You can totally scry on an object.
No, I mean like as a scrying aid, since it's at that value range.
It can totally be used for scrying at that range, yes.
Okay.
Something.
That's something you needed, right, Ingrid?
Well, she doesn't necessarily tell you about the stone.
Oh.
Yeah, all this is information that Ingrid has. She does not necessarily share that
I
with
say
you.
everything except for the part about the void stone, but I'll mutter that at least we don't have to take Arissa with us on the trip.
Make
Feel a
me
lot
a
better about that.
perception check, Faradir.
I have a passive of 19.
Cool, make me a perception check, Faradir.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Not taunt the DM.
15.
Cool, okay. During the short rest, you hear Ingrid mutter something about your wife. So one short rest and several identify spells later, Railcat uses a ritual to cast Detect Magic.
And I do
Yes,
comprehend
I do.
languages.
Okay.
And everyone that took the break is healed up.
Yeah, go ahead. If you're going to spend hit dice, go ahead and spend hit dice.
Yep. If you don't mind, I already rolled that when
no.
we started the short rest.
I need you to remove all those and re-roll them then. No, I'm kidding. You're fine.
I figured the identifies were a little... The timely identifies might be more important than getting my one spell back.
You have forced me to do, 5 updates now?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was going to take a nap after this.
You've got a week.
Yeah, you got time.
But yes, both of y'all's magic items have reached the exalted level. Congratulations. You have won the game. I'm kidding.
Before
No,
we
by
go
saying
in the
that, we
room,
all
it
lose
might-
the game.
be a good time to take a short break.
Yeah, I was about to say.
For real.
So now that y'all have taken your short break, let's take a short break.
Yes.
To those of y'all who have joined us in chat, however many of there y'all may be, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have enjoyed this 50th episode of the Bonus Roll Second Sight Agency campaign. I was not expecting as much to get revealed today as has been revealed. I should have realized what was going to be happening. I blame myself and no one else. The background music is provided by Sirenscape. Please check us out at patreon.com/thebonusroll, where we have a number of either pre-stream games or mid-stream one-shots that are available to anyone who joins at the basic level of $5 or higher.
Also, I blame Izzet Curiosity too.
Oh no, I was
Oh,
expecting
right.
y'all to figure out how to open the door. It was super, it's not a difficult thing. Y'all had, the 4 components y'all needed.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
we didn't know that those were the 4 components we needed, not for sure.
What was the fourth?
The breastplate, the
Wait, was I-
dagger, Ingrid, and Rail.
Okay. So I didn't
And-
need to be there. I could have been perfectly fine. I could have let y'all do your thing.
you didn't have to,
We appreciate your sacrifice.
Fairdeer didn't need to
Did he
put
even
his
do
hand on. He could have just pushed his thumb against the red gem. Or against the Raven's Eye.
That's fair. Did I even do anything by me being there?
You took necrotic damage.
Yeah.
You encouraged
Fun.
everyone.
Figured out how
You
everything worked.
showed
You used your
Team
charisma
spirit.
to get everyone motivated.
You showed the path.
yes.
You used our electrical expertise to figure
Yeah.
out that it was a
You
current.
certainly did.
That's fair.
It was the administrator.
You overcame our resistance by being such a good conductor.
Ah, Jesus, I love it.
Woo.
Electricity puns.
Ah.
Never out of style.
That was wonderful.
God.
I am just
Yeah.
shocked by how great that was.
Oh,
It's that kind of take charge attitude that will really send you places.
Okay.
All right. And on that pun.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We will try to be back by 1:15, 1:20 Eastern Time. Thank you for joining us. There will be a couple commercials that will run during this just to try and, bring a little revenue into our lives. We appreciate it if you stick around for the commercials, but I don't blame you if you duck and run. So we'll be back with the second half of Second Sight Agency. I can't think of a third reason to say second. And comedy comes in 3, so someone help me.
3.
Bye, everyone.
Second.
Bye. See y'all in a bit.
Alright, I got the intermission screen up. Run. Run!
Run.
And now I've unmuted us too, so they even know what's going on.
Oh no.
Hey.
hi.
Hi, we're back. Woo! So that was an eventful 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
I really shouldn't have those 2 things on the same
And
time.
now we're all going to die.
Yeah.
I mean,
I opened this. I can't forget.
So, well, depending what we find here, we might have to see if Cathal can let your mom know. Just depending what we find.
If it's safe for her to know, yes.
Okay. And Ingrid kind of stares into the room a little bit.
alright.
And assuming that we all survived the experience.
Well, staring into the room is a deep shadow over a stone casket on rollers.
On rollers.
Yes, they're on stone rollers. And there goes Tux. And there comes Tux.
Did you get
Welcome
disconnected
back.
again?
Yeah.
I guess keeping the camera off makes sense with that.
Yeah. I honestly don't even know if it lessens the
Server load.
frequency or not.
I
It's
got no
the
idea.
only thing I can think of to do.
I mean, the rest of our stuff is stabilized more or less.
I just wonder if it's because we're connecting to east. I think I'm the farthest out. So
Well,
maybe I have the most
today you
unstable
are.
connection.
Yeah.
Normally the mage
Entirely
is.
possible.
Yeah. Well,
And he hasn't been having as many connection problems as you.
alright.
To be fair, there's a lot of things that go into this whole process.
So
I
after
can only make assumptions.
So
Sorry.
in the first half, y'all met up, climbed down some stairs, had your life force siphoned off by a door slightly, and then the door opened, and then you made me reveal a bunch of secrets about weapons and items that I have to
Yeah.
now go through and update.
I'm pretty sure keeping track of
Yep.
items is all part of my horde person role, including what they are. I'm taking my role very seriously.
I may give you
And
my
we
login and
appreciate
just
you
make
for
you
it.
go and update these items. Alright, what do y'all do? A question that has tormented players for ages.
Well, you've got detect magic on, Rail.
I do. Do I detect any magic in there?
You do not detect any immediately visible magic.
Search
Okay, the
for
coffin itself does not
traps.
appear to be magical.
Alright, go ahead and make a, are you just, you poking around, or are you just giving it a once-over?
Poking around.
Alright, make an investigation roll then.
Oh, hey, Rail, is this magic? And Ingrid holds out the tuning fork.
The tuning fork
What's
is
the
not
tuning
magic.
fork? Okay.
Okay, that's 19.
19, you don't see any traps.
Hooray. The room is not trapped.
That we can detect.
That I can detect.
Alright. Ingrid, this is family history.
So I guess we go in and take a look at it, and then we decide if we look at it in there or we roll it.
Just on the off chance of horrible things, does the coffin appear to be, like, secured or anything?
It is on a number of stone rollers. There's no chains.
But it's
or
not, like,
anything
chain
draped
shut
on
or
it,
something.
no. It is a stone coffin sarcophagus kind of thing on stone rollers. It is a
Curious about
kind
the
of
rollers.
granite black stone. Well, it's looking
It
around.
got,
I'm sorry. What were you asking?
got here somehow. I mean, such a heavy. It would be heavy to lift, so I'm assuming they had to do something to assist in.
That is fair. Who knows? Are we going to be able to open it if we choose to do so?
I think the first step would be walking inside to take a look at it then.
Alright, it is a very cramped space inside with maybe 3 foot of space on either side of the sarcophagus.
Are you going in there with me, Rail?
Yep.
Alright.
I think you should come for this one, Watcher.
Are you bringing a light or anything with you? There's no light from above inside this alcove. You both, I think at least one of you has dark vision, but
I have goggles that give me dark vision.
when did you
I
get
now
goggles
have
that
dark
give you dark
vision.
vision?
Heist.
A while back, actually.
Heist.
What's
Oh,
the item
right,
name?
yeah! Alright, inside the
they're not
room then,
attuned.
the...
Oh, do they need to be?
Goggles of night. No, they do not.
They're not attuned,
Okay.
no. He just has to put them on. Inside the room, the ornately etched stone sarcophagi rests on stone rollers. The front of it has a raven at the top, at the head, with its wings spread and its head diving down towards the body. A mass of tendrils looking like vines at first, until you notice the suckers and the suction cups and the tapered tips resembles tentacles that are entwined around the center of the coffin. On a plate at the top of it, in Old Ravnican, which you can read thanks to Ingrid's Comprehend Languages, it reads, "Here lies the last son of House Corvid and the first son of House Corvine."
Wait, neither of those names entirely matches up, does it?
It's not Corvino and it's not Corvidae.
How many branch families are there?
Maybe they were triplets?
Right, we're going to need to do some more reading into this. But that is just very bizarre. Like, neither of us have...
And I feel like your mom would get mad if I talked to him, because, like, if she wanted to talk to him, then she couldn't for 10 days.
I mean... As far as Rail knows his mother, like, she's... I'm trying to measure, trying to figure out
Disappointed, not angry.
exactly how bad an idea it is to tell his mother about this.
I feel like if I talk to the corpse with her not here, or she had a question, she could be very mad.
Yes, that I definitely agree with.
Assuming there's a corpse in there, we don't even know.
Sorry, when you say tendrils, are you talking about, like, symbology of tendrils, or are there actual literal tendrils?
There are stone-etched tentacles.
Okay. Sorry, for some reason the stone etch didn't come through.
I feel like maybe we'd possibly annoy her if we don't bring her in on this. Probably.
Well,
I also feel like maybe desecrating the coffins of Orzhov, I feel like they have a lot of respect for the dead.
We wouldn't desecrate it, we'd open it.
That's so fucking
think of
Golgari.
it like an old family visit.
That is like peak Golgari. I love it.
I'm actually trying to determine, like, how would that feel from an Orzhov perspective?
Make an insight check.
Insight. Oh, good. One of my better things.
I mean, your mom kind of like, she has like a
22.
whole crypt and stuff. It seems like she'd be interested, definitely.
You rolled 22.
22 on insight.
She would not be angry. She would be disappointed that you didn't wait for her. She would be a little annoyed that she has to wait 10 days or longer to be able to ask her own questions. But she would not be angry, as you understand your mother.
I mean, did we get her? Bill,
What do
you
mean,
know
did
her best.
Did we get whom?
Do
Yes, I think she would be a little disappointed to be left out of this.
Can you send Cathal a message then? Because, Cathal checks the messages, and Cathal has sending, and your mom's came when Cathal's there. Maybe she could come meet us, but not bring a whole bunch of knights, because I feel like we've had an overdose on knights recently. I mean, I like having Mavana here, and I don't mind if Gregor comes, but maybe like not a huge number of nights.
Also,
we could exactly get that many
if
in
she
here.
starts asking questions of this, she's probably not going to want other people in the room or
Well,
within
Tough.
earshot.
Y'all
Just going
have
to
to
point
get
that
here,
out.
so well, Tough.
I will point out.
Let's see her try to kick people out.
I will point out it's very hard to get the Pope to go somewhere without his bodyguards.
Well, I didn't mean without all of them, just without a lot of them.
So I have an animal messenger, by the way.
Do you
have
have
a what
any
now?
animals that can get all the way to 4th District Chantry?
I mean,
I have my 2 birds in my bag, but I don't think that they know the way.
If we want to take the time, I could resummon Hermes as well.
You don't have to
I mean-
resummon him. He didn't take any damage. He will be an
He got
octopus,
poofed
though.
by the fish.
No. Oh, no, he didn't.
He did.
He did?
Yeah, he got poofed by the scuttlefish.
I need to update my notes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did.
That's not a bad option. Maybe we can do that while we're waiting. Maybe you should send Cathal a letter with your pouch, like you did before.
My only concern is, well, as far as I'm aware, how secure are messages sent via pouch?
The pouch opens directly into your vault.
All right, and if we can't trust Cathal, then we can't trust anyone at this point. All right, so yes, because that's the major concern I have is that, I mean, we've destroyed this thing's defense.
Yeah, so we should stay and
And-
wait here.
You don't know how
Yes.
to lock the door.
We don't know how to lock the door. There may be others who will be very interested in this for various reasons.
She
Or
needs to
maybe
at
the
least
door-
bring enough transport that if we need to transport it, it could be transported. So maybe we could put that in our letter to Cathal to please message the Pontiff Corvino and bring possible transport, and does she have time to come visit? Kind of thing.
You may want to specify that this would be something of great interest to her, and not just,
Family
hey,
matter.
do you mind coming down?
I will use the term family matter.
We'll go over the letter and make sure we have it how we want it first, right? And then hopefully Cathal will check.
Hopefully. I mean, she was there when we were
And-
last at the office.
If not, we can work on summoning Hermes, right? I don't think we have a... You never bought a brazier, though, right?
He has one in the lab.
Yes. But not here with me. Blast.
So, I mean, we might have to go on a quick errand, leave most of us here, and you go get a brazier in the meantime.
There's got to be some way for me to carry one around, just in case.
There's collapsible
But-
ones.
Now, when we actually train for Tier 3, you have a bag of holding for your Documancer sack.
That is very true.
When we take the
Alright, but,
downtime and
a
train.
matter for
What is
later.
having a bunch of letters and a big pit of fire. What could go wrong?
It's different. It's a different
Right.
pouch. It's one of your side pouches or something. It specifies it's a different pouch. And it's on a total different plane of existence. It's fine.
Sure.
Anyways, we should probably get on the other side of the door where we can escape in case this door comes back up. I mean, even though, like,
It's been an hour and it's made no sign of moving.
Yes,
yeah, but it closed somehow at some point.
Well, we could
I
go
feel it
wait
was most
outside
likely
with them
closed
while
from
we do
the
the
outside.
letter. Well, we can go out with the rest of them to do the letter, right? So far, only Rail and I have
Sure.
gone in, as far as I know. So
Right. Yeah, so we're all just kind of camped out in the passageway.
Yeah.
So we'll go back out with them to work on our letter to Cathal.
Okay. So, what are you writing to Cathal in specificity?
Please get a message to. I blanked on Rail's
Circe.
mother's official title.
Pontiff
Corvino.
Pontiff Circe Corvino.
Please get a message to. Secure message to Pontiff Corvino with all speed. Inform her that she's urgently requested to assist with a family matter.
A family matter in 6th Precinct.
Yeah, in 6th. Well. Yeah.
She's more likely to know what we're talking about.
Yes. Sorry. Rail is kind of weighing the benefits of being clear with the remote but still real possibility that this might wind up intercepted.
Yeah, but you probably need to give an address so she knows where to go.
Alright, well, that's assuming that she doesn't have a LoJack on Rail at all times.
No, she just probably has one on Mavana.
Right. Which an additional good point.
Avani, you don't know sending, do you?
He kind of shakes her head. Actually, hold on, let me check her list. I haven't leveled her up yet. She has Unseen Servant, Cure Wounds, Detect Magic, Hellish Rebuke, Heroism, Protection from Good and Evil, Sanctuary, several Smites, Aid, Darkness, Find Steed, Lesser Restoration, and for some reason she has 2 instances of Zone of Truth.
I guess she's a really big Adventure Zone fan.
You don't have a way to contact, say, like Rail's mom, like in case, he was injured or something, right? No, like just extra way to contact her?
She shakes her head. If something serious happens to Rail, I would be dead first.
Okay, that's a good point. Let's continue our letter to Cathal then.
Fair point.
Alright.
Right. I mean...
So that's the wording you want to use.
I don't think he finished what he was saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to just start it over so we get it from the start?
I would appreciate it. Plus, it eats up time. And because, when we run out of stuff that I've prepped, then that's it, we're done for the day.
No, that just means we'll sit around identifying things for the rest of the time. I've got that whole key.
Sure.
That's got at least 8 identifies it needs. Maybe 10.
I'd like to do a matrix search.
I will cut you. I will cut your pretty face, fair dear.
Okay, let's
I'm
restart the
pretty.
letter. You're gonna probably need to specify family business in the 6th, at least, for her to know what kind of thing we're talking
Okay,
about.
family business in the 6th, yes.
Probably also give the location.
And just emphasize sensitive family business in the 6th.
And maybe mention which train station is nearest. If you have to go up for a brazier anyway, maybe you can meet her there. And, since we can't, that way we can be on murmur contact.
Actually, yeah. Do I know any good landmarks in the 6th?
The park, the harbor, the little store that Faradir was harassing the shopkeeper in.
The park's a good landmark, or the train station itself.
Fair. Yeah, I'm going to ask her to meet me at the park.
I think you're going to have to redo your whole letter, though, just to clarify your letter.
Okay.
To Cathal.
Please, right, Cathal, please get a message urgently to Pontiff Circe Corvino that she is needed to assist in urgent, sensitive family business in the 6th. Please meet Rail at the park by such and such tram station at your earliest convenience. How does that sound?
That sounds good. Maybe add a long message back if she can't attend. That way we're not just waiting.
Right.
So, y'all are going to go. You're going to send the letter and then go to the park, or are you going to just wait there and then, when you get a response, go to the park?
I'm waiting. Rail's going to shop for a brazier, right?
Rail, yeah. Well, it depends if I can find one quickly. I guess I've got at least an hour.
And then go to the park. Well, I don't know. She might teleport. It might be quite urgent. Depends. She probably has people on her payroll who could teleport her. I think you should go to the park. And Frizz, you know a lot of magic stuff. If we send you with money, could you pick up a brazier?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Look up
In
the
that
value.
case, so Rail is going to wait in the park in disguise.
It would be a 5 gold piece of value for the brazier.
Oh, it's not like 10?
It's 10 for the herbs and stuff.
Okay. Then, since I'm having trouble finding it anyway, then I will just, do you have herbs or do you need herbs?
Would I have that?
Have you
On
purchased the supplies necessary to resummon your familiar?
Well, I would think I've got I think I have a component pouch. If I don't, then I
It's
should.
not component, it's,
It's consumed.
yeah, it's consumed, cost labeled.
Then I would not carry that on me. Yeah.
And, Frizz, can I send you with 20 gold to get a brazier and some herbs? And
Incense.
if there's any
and
change, you can pick us up
topical.
lunch.
Sure.
Okay.
And
So, we're going to break this down because it's gotten a little jumbled. Frizz, you are going shopping for arcane implements in a district that is known for its warehouses and open docks and fishing.
I'll do the best I can to point him in the better directions with my whatever local knowledge I have.
All right, with Ingrid's directions from several years ago, make me an investigation check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Fred, are you staying down? I assume Reeve's staying down with us.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad. It's a 19.
19.
yeah, my other thing is that Frizz isn't yet known to be associated with us.
We should stay in groups. Maybe Reeve should go with Frizz.
Reeve just kind of shrugs. He shakes his half-empty one. If you want.
If you
Should I
don't
go
mind
with
the climb. Or Reeve could
oh.
stay and you could climb because you climb easier.
Should I go with Rail?
I was thinking we should
Lavonda's
probably.
going with Rail.
I was
Well,
thinking we
let's-
were mostly going to be guarding the.
Okay,
the
well, I was trying to
the
get this
tomb.
done in a sequential order because it was getting really complicated and people were running all over.
Okay.
So, is Ingrid sending someone with the person who has already rolled the investigation check to find out where the shop is?
Did you want to go with him? A fair deer or no?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm fine either way.
Alright. Fairdeer and Frizz then ascend the 900-foot climb back to the surface level with some rather vague and dated directions from Ingrid. They find what is probably not the magic shop she was sending them towards, but they do find a magic shop helmed by a maybe late 20s looking Vidalkin, very light blue skin, robes. They look up from their tables. Yes.
Do you have a brazier and herbs for familiars?
Oh, yes, I can get you those. And then after maybe about 10 minutes of them putting together packets and stuff like that, they set down a collapsible brazier and a number of herbs, incenses, and oils. So I'll be 17 gold zib. Zeno, not zib.
All right, I'll go ahead and count out 17.
I'll take the coin and push the pack. It was a pleasure. Oh, I didn't get that one right. Before they go back to their work. Okay. Rail, you're next up on the
Yes.
sequential order. What are you doing?
Yes. So, Rail is going to don a disguise before leaving this area,
Okay.
and then try to head incognito to wait for his mother in the park.
Are we talking like I'm putting on a fake mustache? Hi, my name is Burt Reynolds, or are we?
We're
putting
talking
on...
like Rail is going to make himself look like a pensioner.
Okay. Do you have a
Old,
disguise
rumpled
kit on
clothes.
you?
I always have a disguise kit on me.
All right. Expend 1 charge of your disguise kit and make me an intelligence plus proficiency if you're proficient in disguise kit.
Does Mavada change her armor?
If she's told to, she will.
It doesn't have charges like the item.
You should by default have 5. I don't think you've used it before, so don't worry too much about it.
I think he's bought it since he used it again.
Okay. Because they tend to, these things are like latex parts, paints, and stuff like that. They need to be refreshed periodically. Even if the thing does not have a charge noted on it. Because it just makes sense to not, have an evergreen paint.
Yep, and I do have proficiency with it.
Alright.
So, what am I rolling?
Proficiency plus intelligence for doing your disguise.
Okay. 4, 5, 6. Let's see. That is a natural 20 plus 6.
Alright. Rail spends a good 40 minutes making himself look like an elderly gentleman. Before you head out, though, Ingrid, you're just remaining by the casket, right?
Yeah, I'm hanging with Rail, and I'm going to do identifies while I'm waiting for them to get back.
Cool. Let's see here now. Rail, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. Minus 15.
What now?
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, subtract
Okay.
15 from your total.
Someone's getting scryed on.
Okay.
Someone's getting
That
very effectively
is-
scryed on.
Is it wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
That's a 16 minus 15 is 1
Okay.
plus 5 is 6.
Okay.
Can I tell that I just made a wisdom saving throw?
You would be aware of it. Alright. 38. So, yeah, that works. As Rail is putting on the last of the makeup, there is a kind of shimmering in the air, and Circe Corvino, as well as Clefra Corvino, and what was her last name again? Adriana Ruinborn walk through the open space into the area. She's like, "You had an emergency, my son?" She stops and looks around, confused.
Not urgency, but something that we thought you might want to be involved in.
Took 5 minutes for Cathal to get the note and read it. 5 minutes for her to send the sending spell. 20 minutes for Clefra and Adriana to arrive, and then 10 minutes to cast the spell.
Well, I should have known that you wouldn't be taking mass transit.
She honestly looks offended.
Offended at which? At the idea that she wouldn't take mass transit, or the idea that she would?
At the very mention of it.
Right.
Frizz, by the time you would be getting back around now, because it maybe 30 minutes, then another 10 minutes with less wandering around to get back, and then sliding down, you and Faraday would return. About the same time they would be arriving.
So if I...
It's a very cramped space now.
If I could be so... It is my honor to introduce you all to... I blanked on the name of the person who was actually in the coffin.
You're up at the park, though.
Oh,
he didn't get to the park.
Yeah, I was just finishing up the disguise.
He was putting on his disguise when she teleported in.
So I've been down doing identifies, and then she teleports down there. Okay, gotcha.
All right, so you have been able to get 4 identifies done. What were you identifying?
Sorry, Bear. Okay. The key from Valora.
The key to the Shadowmonts is a self-contained pocket dimension. It is actually the Shadowmonts itself is located within the key.
And so stuff can't go in or out of it, and it's a separate plane, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then 3 of them on the key because I promised Farrell I would start looking into the key.
The key of Breath and Fire?
Yes.
Would Farrell have left that with you when he went shopping?
I have the impression that I took when it was my key.
Why did I give you that spell? Okay. The key can generate and channel a significant amount of energy. Anyone attuned to the key cannot suffocate.
That's good to know.
Anyone attuned to the key is immune to fire damage.
Oof.
Oh.
Which is why he took no damage when he touched your plate.
I attuned to the key.
He didn't attune to it.
Oh, then... Oh, my bad. I thought you were attuned to it. By the way, I need you to take 12 fire damage then, Fritz.
Okay,
Frizz. I'm kidding. No, you're fine. It was my bad.
I was going to ask if I can extend
he took
another
a short
hit die
rest
just to
since
negate
then.
that.
Yeah. Alright, as you're arriving...
So, everything's good?
You see 3 people that you do not know and do not recognize. One is a older looking woman with long auburn hair with gray streaks starting to emerge at her temples. She wears black robes with white trim, and a necklace around her neck has a single Orzhov gold piece hanging from it. She seems to stand with a very refined and in charge bearing. Next to her is a woman that looks similar to her and Rail, maybe about a year younger than Rail. She has shoulder-length sandy blonde hair and dresses in a white robes with black ribboning, as well as a similar necklace, though with more gold coins around it. She has a medical kit at her belted to the side of her robes. Behind both of them is a female half-elf. Her eyes kind of looking off in random directions. She has short blonde hair and is wearing purple robes with arcane glyphs sewn into them. A kind of... It looks like a trench knife, but replaces the blade with a wand. Is gripped in one of her hands.
Question. What is Rail's last name again?
Corvino.
Rail's last name is Corvino. Ingrid's last name is Corvid. The inscription on the sarcophagi read, "Here lies the last son of House Corvid and the first son of House Corvine."
And we would have actually told them the inscription, I think. I don't think we would have been
Yeah, that's...
keeping
At this point, Keeping it within the company, yes. Keeping it to just Ingrid and I, no.
All right. Once I get down, I'm gonna just kind of turn around, straighten myself, make sure everything's, make sure there's no dust or whatever. Master Corvid or Corvino, I have returned with your brazier and your herbs that you have asked for.
Much appreciated. And, if I might, this is my mother, Pontiff Corvino.
She gives a
and-
slight incline to her head.
I do a very just elegant bow. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I would hope so.
Alright. And yeah, so it was my mother, my sister, and who else was with them?
Your sister's girlfriend.
Adriana.
Ah, okay.
From the Kind Cat. Hi, Susan.
Right, so yeah. Make the introductions.
She smiles at Ingrid's like, it's good to see you two together. Did you call me here for a particular reason? The lady who contacted me said it was a family emergency. I assumed that it wasn't something as debased as an elopement.
No.
I would expect
I mean,
much better than you for you.
I have a consort, but it's not real.
She
But
arches
no,
a
we
brow.
thought you'd want to see the And Ingrid just kind of trails off and points.
She turns to look and is like, what am I looking at?
This is a vault.
Yeah. She stops.
This is the vault.
Well, it's definitely a vault for sure.
But the writing said only with the union of the bloodlines could it be. And she kind of stops and looks into it. There's no treasure here. What is going... Did you already take it? How much was there?
This is the treasure here. Family history.
Okay, backing up, we just opened the door, and we figured that before we went any further, we should contact you.
Yeah,
Just in
especially
case there was
'cause,
something else.
if I talk to Dad or anything, then you couldn't talk to Dad, and that would not be nice.
Yeah, to reiterate, we don't know whether there is or is not a treasure.
Or a dead person.
We have ways around restrictions. I mean, no rule cannot be bent for... There's no rule that money cannot bend if you use enough.
Quite.
So it has got an inscription on it in Old Ravnican, and it says, "Here's lies the last son of House Corvid and the first son of House Corvine." Just, that's what it says inside.
She kind of can't... I have heard nothing of a House Corvine.
Nor have I.
What's the spelling of Corvine?
Corvine.
But it's got a diving raven on it, the type of insignia. It's got some tentacles on it. Anyway, I thought you'd really want to see it, especially if this happens to be the vault. It seemed like the kind of thing you'd want to see.
She makes a nod towards
And
it.
we might have accidentally killed its guardian, so it might need re-guarding.
She kind of stops and looks at the shattered metal around her.
I mean, not us specifically.
I did.
It did, I believe, attack our friends.
She walks over and she cups a hand against Ingrid's cheek and rests her forehead against Ingrid's. So, my dear niece, it is okay. Take a deep breath. You have as much control as you exercise.
Ingrid just looks pretty confused.
Didn't think she needed a deep breath because doesn't she not breathe now?
Yeah, well, we haven't told Circe that yet.
Oh,
Was that in character?
I thought it was, but
probably. Like he kind of like mumble like.
She
Doesn't she not
arches a brow a bit. Huh. That could be problematic when it comes to an heir. Huh. Anyway.
definitely, you'll definitely have to look towards other. Like, do we even still need to? Like, if the vault's open, is there even?
She looks to the sarcophagus and is like, Clephra? And she looks, yes, mother. Could you and Adriana please take the rebel and give us some space? And she goes, of course, mother. And she walks over and puts a hand on Reeves and Mavana's shoulders and whispers an incantation. There's a slight ripple in the air before all four, Clephra, Adriana, Mavana, and Reeve vanish.
They've fought and shed blood alongside me and mine. They're not rabble.
That's their job.
Should I go?
No.
You're...
Okay.
No.
Just
Your colleagues. This is agency business at this point, as well as family business.
okay. I just don't.
She
Anyway,
gestures to
asking,
the
but, no,
coffin.
you
It's
are
like,
included.
do you need me to do this? I can do
Don't
this for you
know.
if you need.
Real question is, can we physically remove the cover from the coffin?
Not when it's rolled into that little alcove.
Yeah.
Well,
I suppose let's roll it out.
Alright.
yeah.
Thanks to the stone rollers, it is much easier to move. Whoever is moving it, please make me a strength check.
I'm going to recommend that Rail not be one of the people to move it.
All right, I'll do it.
I'll give Fair
That's
Deer
fair.
Steady
guidance.
it.
Anybody gonna assist, or is that even
I'll help
possible?
us. I'll help
Space?
steady
Oh.
it.
I'll give Fair Deer guidance.
Alright, fair dear, make your strength roll with advantage and guidance.
I think I have the worst string score in the party, so you definitely don't want Ingrid doing it.
Yeah, mine's pretty
That
low.
would be a 10.
10?
Oh, I knew it. I knew it was
With
going to
advantage
happen.
and guidance. Damn.
Yeah, I got a 4 and a 5.
It takes a
It's
bit
over
of
the body
work. He pulls it out and then awkwardly climbs over the sarcophagi and gets his back against it into the back part of the alcove and pushes against it. Fairdeer, make me a perception check.
Okay.
Like underneath it.
1 second.
You have
But
dark
he has
vision,
a
right?
passive of 2,000.
Yes, 18.
18? Okay. Well, that's fine. Your passive was more than high enough. I just need to check to see if you rolled higher. As you roll the sarcophagi out, you notice one of the sections of the floor that it was over has a hinge on it.
Guys, there is like a secret hatch here.
Interesting.
One thing at a time, right?
Circe looks over.
With this family, I shouldn't be surprised.
Can it open?
I will check.
You
Wait,
know
wait,
what?
if I can
Rail-
interject.
First thing I'm gonna do is check
Here.
for traps.
Well, at this point, Detect Magic has long since run out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. Frizz, what were you saying?
If I may, before we open anything, before this all happened and we were able to get the door open, waves of energy were coursing through a lot of us, and not severely, but definitely wounding us. So just be weary. Not saying that your resolve and your strength is, any sort of problem, but just giving a forewarning.
Circe
Yeah.
nods and then looks over at Faradir. Go ahead and open it.
Shouldn't we,
I'm going to check for.
finish moving the cat? And Ingrid will just start pulling on moving the
It's out.
casket further out. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
he,
really out.
he
Okay.
could not he could not access the trapdoor with the casket in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to check for
Okay,
traps
so-
first. Just move cautiously.
Okay, make
Rails
a
are expert at opening stuff.
make
Yeah, I was going
a-
to say. Okay.
Make a perception check, please, Faradir.
Gonna be a 13.
Okay, so 19. All right, you don't see any traps on the door.
Okay. Arcana check, I guess.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll give him guidance for that because I figure like it's been long enough. Like she'd have time to walk over and
Kind of reach over and tap
tap
him.
him. Yeah.
16, 17, 18, 20, 25.
25. You find a faint silvery line of arcane glyphs around the edge of the hatch, but it does not appear to be a trap.
Can I make out what it is, or
It's divination magic. Or at least they're divination glyphs.
I'm going to report this and just be sort of like, anybody have expertise in this?
I believe
Oh,
I can check
hey.
it out.
I was going to say Rail is a little bit of a specialist in this as well.
If y'all want to work
Then-
together,
Let's do the other.
or y'all can both roll separately.
I guess she's going to be looking over
Well,
the
I mean,
sarcophagus more
I
while
guess-
they're doing that.
All right, make a perception check for
Yeah,
me.
numbers on the table, I guess. Rail's got a +10 in Arcana.
Okay.
Well, I also have +10 in Arcana.
I got a
You know,
little,
let's
but
just roll independently then, because that's
Watch your
about the
guys.
same odds of success.
Okay.
Watcher got
Yeah.
23 for helping me.
Watcher lands on
want-
the sarcophagi and kind of draws your attention to the raven's eyes, where you notice that they can be depressed.
Oh my god. 13.
30.
30?
and 20.
It is not.
Nice.
Now, Arcana checks are not detect magic, so it cannot tell you the exact effects of this. It can't, but the glyphs around the edge of it seem to be related to transmutation, tied to divination.
Hmm. Okay. Master Corvino,
Yes.
I entrust that if anything happens, that you can help revert anything. I believe it's best that I open it, considering that I do not have any of the bloodline.
Is that better
Of-
or worse, though?
Yeah, I mean,
Considering that the door reacted negatively to the bloodline,
I don't think that was
It could be-
negatively necessarily.
well, it was harmfully.
Oh, harmful, yes. But I think it was more just using us as a power source.
Yes.
You know what, just for...
I also have a cane.
And
The
he has
games are-
mage hand.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe you can open it together.
Risk 2 people getting hurt.
Okay. First off, how about before either of us tries physically touching it, I will try poking it with the mage hand.
Okay.
see what happens.
You just
If that's all right with you.
poke it with your mage hand, or are you trying to lift it with your mage hand, or what?
Basically see if there's any... Well, would it open up or down?
It opens
I
up.
think probably up. Yeah, I'm going to try to carefully lift it with the mage hand.
Doesn't
Can I
budge.
also mage hand it?
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah, you can.
okay. Well, if it doesn't budge for him,
Combined mage hand. It would give us double the lifting power.
would the hand become like twice as big, or do we get two hands?
You get two hands.
One's
They're
invisible.
both left hands.
So it just looks like it's all Frizz's hand doing the lifting because the other one's invisible.
Sure.
Doesn't budge.
All right. I want to hook my
Let's see.
cane underneath and try to pull it up.
Make a strength check. With advantage since you're using something with leverage.
All right. I believe I have 0, so that'll be 16.
All right. Doesn't budge.
All right.
So, did Adriana actually leave with everyone?
Adriana, Clefra, Mavana, and Reeve left.
Okay, so Cleafer left too.
Yes.
Okay.
The only person down there are the four of you and Cirsa now.
I'll go ahead and point out the eye sockets to Cirsa while
The
they're doing that.
the door is sunk into the ground. It's no longer visible. Oh, you mean the eyes on the all right.
Sarcophagus, yeah.
She kind of nods. It's like likely a latch to hold it in place.
The last door we came to, we had to go through that whole process to open it.
Yes, but that was also a fairly obvious door. This seems
This
to
is
be more
also
hidden.
a door.
No,
with-
this is a sarcophagus. She points to the sarcophagus with the buttons that Ingrid
Right.
was indicating.
No. Trapdoor.
I mean, if you want to open the sarcophagus,
And let's wait till they're doing whatever they're doing, I suppose. And we should do one at a time either way.
So I have a question about the trapdoor.
If we're going to open both,
So,
I would
like-
suggest the sarcophagus first.
That was
There are
my
hinges
initial,
on the top as
yes.
well,
my
right?
initial query on it, but then y'all kind of got a little bit busy.
Yeah. It's like, why don't we just pop out the bar and the hinges and then just take up the whole thing if it's not opening with enough strength?
So you haven't had anyone with the bloodline touch it yet?
Yeah, you're right, but I don't want to have the people of the bloodline, because as transmutation magic in the glyphs, I don't know, turn into a chicken or something.
Hmm.
I don't know why it would,
If it's a
but
triggered spell, I may be able to counter it in time. I'm not really sure. I've never done it from a non-live spellcaster.
yeah. Well, sure.
You know what? I'm going to poke it with my
The
bare
door.
hands, because why the hell not?
All right. When you touch the trapdoor, there is a pop. The silvery writing glows a low reddish yellow before just kind of dissolving away.
Right. So, it's my hypothesis that this was intended to be opened by members of the family. Just not necessarily easily.
do you want to open it? I mean,
You can. I'm cool with you opening it.
Opening it the trapdoor or the sarcophagus?
yes.
Cirsa
Trap-
kind of looks over at Faraday. If you could, please.
Okay. Well, I know what happened last time I pissed off the Orzhov, so
Do you?
I have a hypothesis.
Very important to form a good hypothesis.
So that do you? Was that in character?
Was what he said in
21.
character? 21?
Was it? Character?
Strength check.
Okay,
Actually,
yeah.
you didn't ask me for a strength check now that I
Nope.
think about
The
it.
door, you grab it and it just swings open. There is on the inside a little kind of ledge that the trapdoor was resting on that the stone looks oddly smoothed over.
Is there anything underneath? Like,
Yeah, there is
Stairs?
a circular tunnel running deep underground, it looks like.
Is it wide enough for me to go down?
One person at a time only, but yeah.
So I guess we're investigating the hatch first, and then if we still have any questions, then we talk to the heir of Corvid? That's our plan?
Okay, I'm going down because I
is
can
it here?
climb without ladders, so I will do so.
It is pitch black as you go down. You descend maybe 50 feet, and the air starts to feel moist and wet, and you hear rushing water nearby.
ah,
So, by dark, are we
Pitch
talking medical
black.
darkness?
Pitch black,
Oh,
so you can see a little bit, but not
Hey,
clearly.
Sirsa, we forgot to tell you how we found this place.
She kind of smiles. I'm all ears, my dear.
You know, Rail's familiar was tracing a waterway, and we found this really big tentacle creature. And we went to the closest place that the really big tentacled creature was. So just, letting you know, we might be near some
perhaps
kind
you
of
should
monster.
stay back a bit. It would prefer if you didn't wind up fish food.
It seems prudent. I would say that we should probably deal with, and she'll gesture to the sarcophagus, now that we know what is forward without going past this point.
Yes.
Hey, fair
I would rather
come
not leave it
back.
behind
Come back.
Alright,
I would rather not leave it behind uninvestigated.
exactly. Well thought of, my son. She kind of looks to the sarcophagus and is like, Ferdir, yes? Or you, young man, the polite one?
Let's see.
Would you care to do the honors?
I think she's talking to you first.
I mean, yeah.
I'll pat him on the shoulder and give him guidance in case he needs it for something. You've got
Yeah.
this, Chris.
All right. Well, let's go. Well, it's going really badly. I had a really bad decision. It's fine. Yeah. All right. I'll just yeah.
You know, we really need to do his company paperwork when we get back.
Holy.
Negotiate hazard
Right,
pay.
he doesn't have insurance yet. Yeah, go ahead and open it.
He
Yeah,
does. It's
I'm just-
called Rail Has a Diamond.
That sounds like a song.
Yeah. Oh God.
You know what?
Yeah. No, I'll go ahead and open it.
Alright. You push the buttons that Watcher pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. As you touch the buttons, they sink into the stone. The tendrils seem to animate, writhing around on the top of the sarcophagus as they retreat back from the nameplate. The stone over the top of the sarcophagus then starts to steam and glow softly until it releases into a vapor sublimating into the atmosphere. Within the coffin, underneath the wire frame that supported the stone, is a humanoid corpse, mostly skeletal at this point, in fine robes, 3 rings on each finger, one of which has a raven's head sculpted into it. Over the skull's eyes, or the eye sockets, are set 2 platinum Xeno.
Hello, Uncle?
Yeah,
No
you got
response.
room in your grave thing, right?
Oh, you're asking Circe if she has room in the crypt?
I would have him added to probably to the ossuary archives as a
Good to know.
one of the highest honors.
Oh, that's
Do you get
sure
to still
he would
talk
be-
to them when they're in the archives?
That is the point of the ossuary archives.
So, shall we speak with dead, with our honored ancestor?
Maybe we
She looks to them. Do you want me to, or can
I
you
was
do
thinking
it?
more Rail or Ingrid. So I think Rail and Ingrid both have the spell.
How fitting. She kind of smiles.
We should probably discuss questions before we do it, though.
You can ask
Indeed.
whatever you need. It may be a delay, but I will have all the time in the world to ask my questions.
Right.
Let me pull up Speak with Dead.
5 questions,
Okay,
I
it's
believe.
five.
I mean, it does last a full 10 minutes. Oh, there's a 5-question limit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
not in the description of the spell.
it is.
Oh, up to 5 questions. Never mind. Yep.
Okay, so let's
I
discuss
just can't
before
read.
we try it. I guess we need to ask about House Corvine, right?
Circe nods.
I-
That seems a good place to
Yes.
start.
So
So-
we should try to think of as many of the questions as we can before we start, but understand our preferences for questions may change as we go.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to ask how the branch of House Corvine is formed and where it traces from.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to ask why? Did we get a first name on this or no?
There's no name associated with it.
Okay, maybe we should ask the name and why entombed would be a good
Why the tomb is
possibility.
hidden.
Oh, also, why it's hidden?
Trying to find my Rail.
maybe about the vault,
What else is held here?
specifically the treasure.
Well, what else is held here could be more generic, so we might get also any warnings.
So something that has been bothering me. Your branch of the family has the bird motif. My branch of the family also has the bird motif. Where
Yeah,
do the tentacles come from?
See,
I don't know.
That's something to ask, perhaps. I wish we could ask 50 questions more than 5.
Circe smiles. If you return home more frequently, you would be able to visit the archive at your leisure, my son.
I will take that under advisement, Mother.
Do we want to alternate off
Much appreciated.
questions, I guess?
Well, first, let's settle on at least 3 of the questions, and then we can have 2 freebies. So, first question is going to be...
How
am I
is
rephrasing that first one about the
I
family
would have
split?
said, how is House Corvine formed and what is it traced from?
Is that 1 question or 2?
Hmm.
I mean, you could just know the origin of House Corvine.
No, what is the origin of House Corvine? I do think that may work
Okay.
for...
Yeah. And I have a feeling it's just going to be like, yeah, there was a vowel change at some point. It happens.
I
Right.
don't think it'll necessarily be that. Okay, so our first one will be what is the origin of House Corvine? And
How
then
about what is... Well, then what? Why was your vault hidden? If he would know.
or what does the vault hold could be useful.
That could be very useful.
We want to go with what does the vault
So
hold?
that's 2. Yeah, I think that works well for a second question. How about what is the meaning of the house sigil or house symbol, I guess? Because I am
Before we
curious
spend
and a little bit worried about those tentacles.
Before we spend a question on that, Circe, is there anything you can tell us about the old Corvid emblem?
The Corvid emblem, the raven over the skull symbolizes our family's necromantic history and our surpassing of death.
Right? Which leads to the question, what would the tentacles symbolize? And why were they forgotten?
Because if we're asking about the house sigil, there weren't any tentacles on the door. There's only the tentacles on the sarcophagus. So I think you mean, what does the sarcophagus lid symbolize? Not the house sigil? Perhaps. I think you might have wanted the other one.
Like, this isn't the first time we've seen...
The tentacles? Yeah.
I could have sworn it had come up somewhere else.
You had a dream
Oh.
about tentacles rising up from a harbor to attack David and Ingrid Integra.
Right. So maybe hold off on that one as a question. So we have 2 good questions. Do we have a third?
Okay, so our good questions are what is the origin of House Corvine, and what does the vault hold?
What does the vault hold? I guess maybe how did you die?
Or what is your personal history? Because that would maybe include death.
Right. So with the answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive. So I'd rather not ask overbroad questions.
So how did you die?
That was what I was thinking. But what was the manner of your death? Maybe.
I mean, do you have anything to double check? I mean, I could probably inspect, but we should double check that there is no undeath, perhaps, first, before we plan too much?
How would I detect... How would either of us detect undeath?
Well, do you not have it as some kind of cleric thing? Or
Sirsa
no?
kind of reaches by y'all and
I could turn undead, that's
flicks
about
the
it.
skull in the forehead. There's nothing there.
Okay.
Right.
Well, we can ask the 2 questions and then go from there if you want.
I think that works for me.
Alright, who's casting the spell?
Mine doesn't take a spell slot if you want me to do it.
Oh, yeah, if you wouldn't mind then, because I can only cast it as a spell.
Because I think you've got pretty low spell slots for today.
Alright.
Yep,
What
I've run through a few.
does this look like, Ingrid?
Well, for Ingrid, speaking with the dead is maybe a little bit different. It's kind of more conversational. So she'll go and she'll sit on the edge of the crypt and kind of like address it, kind of like a garden party type mood to her. And it's not, I think, not so much an energy welling up, but just a kind of a difference to the air before things begin.
Okay. The air kind of grows still and heavy for a moment. There's a rattling as the energy takes hold.
Well,
Hello,
it is
relative.
a pleasure to meet you.
We have a few questions, if you won't mind, starting with what is the origin of House?
That wasn't a
Corvid?
question. So just like, out of character, please tell me we just did not burn one of the questions on pleasantries.
That was not phrased as a question.
If you don't mind,
It was not phrased as a question.
I'm not counting it.
Okay.
I left House Corvid because they were holding me back.
Interesting.
And Ingrid will hold up finger to Rail to see if he'll agree that she should move on to the second planned one.
Yes.
What does the vault hold?
My child.
Did it say a child or my child?
My child.
So hold up. So the coffin says the last son of House Corvid and the first son of House Corvine.
Mm-hmm.
So possibly a younger sibling to Tegris.
Right.
Somebody who is excommunicated from doing.
He says he left. You have to respect their answers. It's not like they're going to be lying.
Three more questions.
Right.
Spies murmur to Rail. Should we ask it the abilities of his... Should we ask the abilities of his child?
I think that might... I'm more concerned about... Okay, so over the spy's murmur, we're in agreement that this smells like the creation of monsters, correct?
It seems reminiscent of what was maybe fought in your vision.
Sorry, the two in the vision who fought the two in the vision who were attacked by tentacles, that was
David
My
Integra
great-grandmother?
and Ingrid Integra.
And presumably your
Right.
great-grandfather.
all right, and that's so. How many splits are we looking at? So I would think that. So there's no historical record of a House Corvine, correct? As far as we're aware of.
None that y'all are aware of. But y'all haven't
Hey.
researched it.
And so, if that's his kid, does that mean Fairdeer's our cousin too?
Possibly.
Do we want to ask him how he died? Still?
I think that's not a bad idea. What was the manner of your death?
Ingrid casts a spell.
I'll go ahead and copy
Oh,
what he
you're right.
says.
Okay, so you're asking him, what was the manner of your death?
Yes.
I died bringing a god into this world.
Right then. So that's every alarm bell that I have ringing.
I think we should ask about the altar. If he knows of it, if he built it, where it is, what it
Yes.
How
does.
did he bring a god into this world?
I'm less
God damn it,
concerned
if
with
it
that
turns
part. Do you want me to ask about that?
I think that's an excellent idea, yes. I'm just... Part of me is now expecting Crawl... Yeah, Crawl is going to turn out to be, like, the last sign of House Corvine, somehow. There's all some bizarre revenge plot against the main houses.
So I describe the altar as best I can from Rail's visions and my scrying, since I have seen it in person.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ask, what does the altar do?
Is where my child was conceived.
Okay, so that's 4 questions?
Yes.
Where's the altar? Specifically.
Do you want me to ask that, Rail?
I mean, that seems like a pretty smart question to me.
I mean, it could be down here, and we could find it anyway, but
Well,
yeah.
At least we would have confirmation.
okay. Where is the altar located?
At the foot of the Midnight Falls, upon the Millennial platform.
Huh.
Well, that's pretty damn specific.
Yes, but only if we know Where the Midnight Falls
That's
are.
where the Millennium Platform is where the
I was going to have a party there soon.
Takes
This is
place.
going to really put a pall on my partying stuff. It's going to be like, oh, and there was the place where we found, just can't arrange things anymore.
really.
And with that,
We get a location that we actually know
the corpse goes.
location of after 500 years, and you're going to complain.
It was a
It's
very
not like
important party.
The spell
there
ends.
used to be a Wesley's Hardware there. That closed down 200 years, and we have no idea where that is. Instead, it's a still standing landmark, and you're going to complain.
I had invited people already. Well, maybe nothing will happen and it'll be fine. And then
I think we're going to need a lot of people to deal with this. Have
Yes.
combat experience, right?
I think
Well,
unfortunately that
they
dragon may need to
yes.
wait.
Well, the point being is that we know where to put spies now to inform us of any changes in
we don't
that
get
area.
active tokens until the millennial.
Anyways, this was very profitable for us. Maybe not so much for
Circe
It
smiles
has
like,
been.
it seems like it'll be very profitable for me as well.
Oh, good. We don't like wasting your time, obviously, so
I would
course
that's
not.
good to know.
And we still don't
We
know
would never do that.
precisely
Oh,
what's at the
potential.
bottom of this tunnel. It's probably interesting, but also probably very dangerous.
Pain is what's down there. Pain for us.
Oh, I suppose we could scout a tiny bit.
Alright.
Though I think
So how long was the tunnel again? Sorry.
100 feet even deeper, so it'll be 1,000 feet below.
Okay, sorry. So
not
from
an
the trap
ominous
door
measure at all.
down.
Yeah, we're talking over each other, so I didn't hear each other.
I just said not an ominous measure at all.
What were you saying, Fair Dear?
It's 100 feet between the trapdoor entrance to the stream.
It is 100 feet down. You didn't go all the way, but you went about halfway and then saw an opening about 50 feet below you.
Gotcha. That would be two
Well.
lengths of rope. I mean,
Well, there's stairs
How
down,
do we
right?
want to do this?
There
Oh
were,
my goodness.
there was a handlebar rail
Tunnel?
or handlebar bar ladder. There we go. I'm having trouble with the word ladder today for some reason.
oh. So where are we at on acquiring all that underwater gear?
We did not do any of it. Because that was like yesterday. And I told Griggum we don't have the funds to do that for everyone if we want expensive magical items. We have rent, you know.
Can get to it later.
Right. Well, let's not get to the rent later.
The GM is like,
Alright.
Some of us already have water breathing for today. From I believe everyone but Brigham and Fairdeer had water breathing, other than our allies who are outside.
Yeah.
If we venture down, should we perhaps get Mavana back?
Reef.
I would
Circe
very much approve of
looks
that.
at Rail. It's like, if he is going anywhere dangerous, I would demand you take her with you.
Right.
She
Speaking of which, Mother, while we have a little bit of relative privacy,
Yes.
things are still somewhat in motion, but given that we now know where the vault is and something of its nature, you can agree that it's not quite so urgent to forge a marriage bond between the two branches of the family as yet. Yes?
Well, I would admit that this is a very disappointing turn as to the vault. The recreation of House Corvid would be a monumentous thing, a return to power for our family that and I am sure you and your siblings feel would be very monumentous for us all.
Yes, but does it have to happen with me and Ingrid?
We will see.
I have a question.
Yes, dear.
About the whole defeated death. Or the original
Yes.
Corvid.
Yes.
Any explanation as to that? Or
Oh,
'cause
yes.
I noticed this guy's dead, and that would mean that didn't happen.
Do you know what a clone is?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So my family made its money through a process by which the wealthy and influential could extend their lifetime through the use of a clone.
Like for organ harvesting, or are we talking about like complete life substitution?
Oh, no, nothing so crude as that. What you would do is you would pay my family 10,000 gold Xeno, and we would take a small bit of, maybe no more than, say, and she'll hold up like maybe an inch by an inch. And from that we would grow a new, younger, more virile, more powerful body for when you expired, as long as you maintained payments for the storage until you needed the body.
The difference between that and just, okay, maybe this is somewhat out of character, but resurrection is available, right?
It is kind of expensive.
So, like, this would be like a benefit. Like, sorry, I'm just asking out of character. Like, I don't know what the numbers are.
Resurrection requires you to have access to the body and a valuable gemstone, and gives you a limited amount of time to cast it.
And it doesn't make you any younger.
And it doesn't make you any younger. This is, you die, you come back in a brand new youthful body. It doesn't matter if your old body is recoverable or not.
It's very much worth the 10,000.
So, is this
Sound
something your
effect,
family can still do, or is this like a secret that's been lost to time?
Oh, no, we can still... Cleafra and Adriana have been handling that aspect of the business for us. We would have shown you that if you had come down and visited the crypts like you said you were.
Well, we did say after the Red
Unfortunately,
Wave, we haven't quite made it there yet.
Yes.
But yes, no, it is
We've been busy.
10,000 gold to grow the body, and then it is another 1,000 gold per month to maintain and essential the body.
It is.
Just a random question. There wouldn't be any subjects named Corral.
I would have to check our ledgers. Why?
I'm sure you don't, but just...
It's not her real name, though, is it?
That's true.
Yeah, if only
And
someone
as
had
a
ledger
note,
board.
Ingrid's just kind of nodding along because we've discussed in the past, Valor's kind of talked to her about that as a stay alive and still be an energy source type arrangement.
Right.
Not necessarily like in-game continuity, but
It is entirely
If we can ever get to the
legal.
point
I
where we're
mean,
making
there's
10,000.
there's nothing wrong with it. It is
Oh,
completely legal. I assure you, the proper paperwork has been filed with the Azorius. We certainly do not require extra payment on, cessation of the contract for needing to use the body, and we certainly do not just destroy or sell the body to the Golgari if you no longer can make your payments.
Wait, that would be illegal?
You would be surprised.
Contract, it seems like.
You would be surprised what is illegal when you are making money.
I mean, I guess I'm not really a lawyer anymore.
You're
Alright.
a lawyer?
were you?
Unlike Rail.
Wait. I worked at a law firm, wasn't it?
Your father was a senator.
Okay, for
And
some reason I thought, like...
your father was a senator and your wife was a paralegal for him.
Okay,
You
maybe
married your
that's why I
you
got-
married your dad's secretary.
She wasn't my secretary, so that makes it moral.
She was your father's secretary.
Logic checks out.
Maybe not
Okay,
the
for some
lawyer
reason I thought I
commented.
worked at a law office. Never mind.
That's why Circe was like, "You are
You
a
don't
lawyer."
know. You've never questioned anything. You haven't. I mean, you've got that question just sitting there.
No, I thought, like, Arasa mentioned that I worked at a firm. For some reason I thought it was a law firm.
No,
She
she
mentioned the house y'all stayed at was a location of business.
Yeah, because she was a paralegal working for the Azoria Senate and acting as a liaison with the Sanctum of the Bright Soul Church.
Okay. Never mind then. Strike that comment.
No.
Yeah.
Struck from the record, counselor.
That seems weird. Seems like of any sort of contractual thing that would be... Anyways, not that I'm saying you would do it if it was illegal. I'm just saying hypothetically that seems...
Well, I mean, if, say, hypothetically, the body was no longer being stored there, but, someone died while the body was still intact, then they would still gain the benefits of that body.
I mean, I get it. I mean, it's like if they're not using it, then it could go to somebody else.
I mean, it certainly wouldn't be, destruction of another person's property.
They didn't pay for it.
No, they did not. That is absolutely correct.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on such a tangent. Anyways, I was just curious.
No harm intended.
Alright.
Well, I mean, and she claps him on the shoulder. You might genetically be our cousin now, so it's probably good if you're curious about this kind of thing.
I'm interested to know how an elf or a Devalkin...
Videlkin.
Delkin...
Videlkin. Va.
Delkin
Va.
could be
Va. Say it with a
relatives of
Russian accent.
human...
Vidalkin.
I mean, I
I
guess
mean,
weirder things have happened.
Theoretically, you're the child of House Corvine, right?
To one way of
Circe kind of arches a brow. I am not sure that is legally distinct enough to place a claim on any family property.
I don't know anything about that. And if I were to engage in anything, I would be sure to let you know well ahead of time of any intentions and would never, ever, ever try to do anything to... I should shut up now.
She smiles and places a hand on Faradyr's shoulder. It is quite alright. I know that such a thing would be a great risk. I do not
Indeed.
blame you for choosing not to take such a risk.
Indeed.
Then she goes over to the skull, takes the platinum Xeno off of it, sticks them in her pocket, and pulls the skull off of the body. Well, if you will excuse me. She also takes a few of the rings off of the fingers. I will be... And then she gives the body, like, just a once more before nodding. So I will go and check with Cirsa and Dejiana. Your brother sends his
going to just
best
quietly
wishes.
facepalm.
Then she looks up the ladder, frowns, makes a gesture, and starts floating into the air.
Right, and just by the by, Mother, we'll God, I'm going to try to rely on Rail's wisdom. If this is a really stupid thing to say,
Probably
But-
is. Probably
so-
shouldn't.
so we'll send the bill for the agency's services to the house coffers, then, shall we?
She quirks a brow and gives a slight smile. It's like, I knew you had my blood in you. Before she starts floating upwards.
All right. Okay, so we didn't wind up disowned.
Yeah.
Well, you said she takes most of the rings. I guess we should check if there are remaining rings, I guess.
There were 6 rings. There are 2 rings remaining.
Do we want to identify these?
Not
They
gonna
are
lie,
technically
seems like
family
I'm-
heirlooms.
So,
Do we want to identify these?
What were you saying, Fair Dear?
seemed like kind of a dick, so.
All right. Also, I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it roughly in game at this point?
You are getting near 6 o'clock.
Right.
Because it
So,
was 5, and then a bunch of hoo-ha happened, and then a bunch of questions, and then some talking, and Rail's mother is wearing a robe and floating maybe 60 feet above y'all.
thank you
Identify on
for
the
bringing that thing that I was not even thinking about to my head. I'm going to just put it out of my head again. Because, no.
Last time you did that, a whole church burned down.
Oh dear.
He's like, oh dear. I mean, I guess it worked out for us at the end, but
Did it?
The angel isn't dead yet.
Y'all have no idea where the damn angel is. Or what the angel
Nope.
is up to.
Nope. But that'll change, I'm sure.
wait, the murders happened before her.
Yeah.
I
Several.
believe that's unrelated, yes.
Hopefully.
All right.
Well, what do you think, Rail? Identify each on the rings before we head down?
I think that's not a bad idea. We might want to ask ourselves if we want to head down today, or do so after a good night's sleep, if we can
At
get a
least
good
one
night's sleep down here.
We definitely would have to do it down here. We can't leave it unguarded and open.
Sure we can.
I mean, I'm going to stay down here
I
and
would
I have a
prefer
dome.
not
So
to.
y'all could go up and stay in a bed.
That's
Just put a dome over the opening in the whole room.
Or do we want to do this tonight?
there's a door like that you open, right? Like we could just bar the door.
Well, we're not sure if it would lock again.
No, the door at the upper level that was built into one of the maintenance things that y'all found.
Oh, that we could close.
You know what happened last time? There was a big underground area with a lot of things we were interested in, and then we left. They were gone when we came back.
What exactly do we want to stay? Are they gonna steal the monster? Is that something we really wanted to come back to? If somebody steals the monster, I'd probably be. Wait, no, it could be girl. Shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was kind of thinking of
Yeah,
staying.
birds. Something that could just watch.
I'm going to stay and put a dome over this hatch so no one can go through.
Not just close the hatch and move the sarcophagus back.
That's a possibility, but that wasn't what I was thinking.
Well, y'all got 2 minutes to decide because the show is ending.
Well, I was wanting to do identify on the 2 rings
All right.
before we decide for our night's plans.
Are y'all both casting identify on one ring, or one of y'all doing both the rings?
Real?
One. Let's each do one apiece.
Cool. I
Yeah.
need you both to make me a percentile roll for luck.
Okay.
Ah. Okay.
That's a 26. I feel like maybe I should use a reroll, though.
Wait, percentile roll?
You can't re-roll on percentiles.
Making me get out
It's
my
any die.
tens here.
God damn you, using my words against me. Fair enough.
Hang on. Where's the d10s?
But you'll need someone
Technically,
else's
I'll
half.
re-roll one of the
A
die.
d10.
That makes it a 56.
That is a d10.
Cool.
It's still not high, but
Mhm. Of course, with percentile,
That
you
is,
don't necessarily want
4 and double 0.
high. Okay, so 4.
So just a 4, I would think.
Cool. Rail, you pick up one of the rings and start casting Identify on it. You hear a kind of wet voice in the back of your head. Hello, Father. I have not heard from you in a while. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh.
Why would you have Mage Hand and never use Mage Hand?
Because it's
You
a
have to
ring.
touch it
You
with
have to be
Identify.
physically
The whole point
touching
of
the
Mage
object to cast Identify
So
on
I
it.
don't get to know mine this episode? That's not fair.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
I didn't hear what Zizva
I don't
said.
get to know mine this episode?
Oh, it's a ring worth 750 gold.
Well then. But yeah, Faradir, in order to cast Identify, you have to be physically touching the object
Yep.
throughout the casting of the spell.
Clay thing.
You can't identify without it.
No, Ingrid has a spell that lets her make a clay replica of items to cast Identify on.
Oh well.
It takes an
But
hour
nobody
and
suggested
costs
that.
like 50 gold.
It also takes clay that we don't have yet.
Yes. Alright.
I know.
Right.
I'm just saying he said that you have to touch it.
Oh.
Alright, so Rail made a new friend potentially. We'll see what goes on.
That'd be great. Just like, hey, if you see this woman named Corral, attack her.
I mean, we'll have to see how it
Goodbye,
goes
Hermes.
next
Hello,
time
Blue.
Alright.
on the bonus roll.
Join us next week, Sunday, where we continue to untangle this massive knot. Oh, wow, that
God,
was
yeah,
a lot of
this has been an
secrets.
eventful-
Question: do you think he could take a dragon?
Good question.
Kill two birds with one
I mean,
stone?
that's the thing is, if this is family, then
Well,
I'm
we
not
don't
going to want
necessarily
it to.
want to kill the dragon.
You don't necessarily want to kill the birds
Right, I
either.
didn't have any grudge against the dragon.
It might, for you, we'll see, but
Stripping it of its will, sending it off to deliver a message?
well, it was in the middle of leading its forces in an invasion, too.
Yeah, stealing its moment of glory?
And ending its invasion.
Thank you for joining us on the
I would think
bonus
that
roll.
attacking a church is pretty glorious.
Our next scheduled game is going to be Friday, where we will be playing Shadowrun 6th edition with myself, Zizva, Rail, or wait, not Rail, Meryl, and Tux. The background music you've been hearing is provided by Sirenscape, a useful tool for background music and gaming. I don't know what else to say. I've said this 40 times. I don't know. Sirenscape, check it out. They're letting us use this music. Ooh-ah! Yeah.
Hell
all
yeah.
the stuff that Equilibrium said, the Twitter at bonus roll, the wiki. You can find our YouTube channel for past episodes, patreon.com/the bonus roll. Meryl, say the line.
Folks, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And please, always make like a polite werewolf. Like and subscribe.
I gotta do a lot of voices on this episode today. I had fun with that.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to eat food and then sleep until I wake up.
Yeah, there's pizza calling my name.
No,
I mean,
not in a
not
pizza mood
literally.
today. But yeah, hey, if you're in the chat, please stick around. Consider sticking around and watching one or two of the adverts that I'm going to play to, try and raise some funds. Because, I mean, art ain't cheap. I mean, look at how badass that art is.
Yep.
Pretty good.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy on the left is pretty cool.
Yeah. Alright. It's gonna suck when I swap the guy on the left and the guy on the right, and then update the art and the video and stuff like that. Because the cane, we want the cane, not the sparkly fist. Apparently.
Yeah, why would you want the magic when you can get
I just
the
want
awesome cleaning tool?
people facing inwards like a little V,
But they're the ones that face outward to protect y'all.
Exactly. We're covering the flank.
But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to turn off visuals now. Visuals are turned off. We're done. The game is over. Y'all can head out if y'all want.
Y'all take care.
Alright, I'm going to turn off the audio now.
Mm-hmm. I knew it.